How about that one? There we go. Sorry about that, guys. This microphone isn't coming on. It was dead. Sorry about that. With that said, I am testing out a new software. Yeah, this is all up and running and working, and then there's no activity on the thing. All right, guys. Yes, right away, I am testing out some new software. It's the second time I've live streamed with it, so I've accomplished a couple things. I've Yeah, that's odd. It's not showing up. Good. I've accomplished a couple of things. I've got the chat up here. I don't know if the chat's going to show up though on the screen, which will be unfortunate. I got tired of StreamYard. StreamYard only pushes 1080p. Or no, only pushes 720 for free. And you can upgrade for like some ridiculous amount per month for their service. And yeah, so I was just like, man, I mean, it's like 30, 40 bucks a month to push like 1080p. And I would have these intros like I showed you with the HD footage, 4K footage, and it would get squashed down to 720. And then you got the funky StreamYard logo. And I was like, screw this, man. So I did a little bit of research and I found some free utilities. And this is a completely free software. It pushes 4K, although I'm only pushing, I think, 1080 right now because of bandwidth concerns. But it's very technical, which I probably come from a technical background as an IT professional. So I'm liking it, but it's a learning curve, just getting it set up. But I think once I get this dialed in and configured, I'm super stoked about live streams because it's just, there is a lot here, and I think it's going to be good. Anyways, still learning. Second live stream. Appreciate it, guys. So one of the things that I'm noticing right away is I could see the comments now, but like I don't think I will be able, I don't think they're going to show on the screen here. So I will be reading them off. Well, maybe it's a good idea to just put up here 1 second. Well, you guys see them on the side. Okay. I will do some more digging too to see how I can kind of get them. I mean, it shows up in the live chat, so the live chat does show up. So you might have to enable that window, but I'll see how I can kind of put them up into in the banner bar, because I'm pretty sure I can do that. It just requires a little bit of digging. Anyways, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at. It is 7:09 a.m. January 17th, and yeah, lots going on here, man. Lots going on. Super stoked. New bike day. Man, oh man. Yeah. Super stoked about the KLX 230. Sorry, I'm just having more problems here now with my mouse. Here we go. Super stoked about the KLX 230 Sherpa. What a bike, what a machine. And yeah, there it is right there. Oh my gosh. So we've had a low pressure system rip in through here. Yeah, a little bit of a low pressure system kind of working through. Let's see if we can show that. Yeah, you can see it's kind of moved off to the north now. I'm down here in Butuan. But yeah, it's been a rainy couple days. You know, whatever. Not a big storm, not a named storm, but wet. You know, we had, 2 full days of rain. But yeah, so today's drying out, as you can see there by the radar. But yeah, picked up the KLX 230 Sherpa. Super stoked about that. Let me turn off that. And great bike so far, man. Just so cool. It is so flippin' cool. Yeah, really excited about the riding and how it rides. I mean, it's just such a tractor. It blew me away how a tractor it was. You know, and a lot of my riding has been street, and I did a little bit of off-road in Colorado, but like I was sharing in that video yesterday, if you watched it, I got scared to crap of off-road riding because I had this freaking big Mondo Tanneray that was top heavy, and yeah, it wasn't a good fit. So, you know, admittedly, I did. I had a little bit of off-road anxiety, and then I get on this bike, and it is a tractor, man. It is an absolute tractor, and you know, it just look at that. It just trucks through. It's so good, man. It is so good. This is stuff I wouldn't have not dreamed of riding on. Yeah, I wouldn't have dreamed of riding on that. That's just, man. And that's just like, that is just like full on mud. And here I am, I'm contemplating, like, do I go for it or not? I'm like, whatever. And this is like the second ride. Yeah, I'll just turn that volume off, hopefully. This is like the second ride. So wild, man. So wild. Yeah, super stoked, man. Super excited. Super excited also, too, to kind of shoot and show you guys, you know, some more of the off-road, back-road stuff that's here in this country. You know, granted, I'll be learning. This is a new bike for me and a new experience, new off-road, but so I'll be learning. So I'll be in it, you know, taking it easy on it. But yeah, man, super stoked. Yeah. Yeah, so it doesn't look like the comments are gonna show here. Yeah, and I don't want to put people in timeout. But Paul says, hey, Chris. What's up, Paul, man? Yeah, we'll start going in the comments. And for those of you guys who haven't been around the live streams much or whatever, these to me are just open. I don't really have we don't have an agenda. We talk about whatever's going on, whatever you guys want to talk about. I like to deep dive into stuff, you know, things you just can't necessarily go to. A lot of guys have got serious questions and they ask in the comment section. And so I like to do these live streams to deep dive into stuff and talk about stuff. And so yeah, that's kind of whatever we can talk about. We can show you stuff. If I'm talking about a location, that's why I like the screen share thing, because I can easily bring up maps and I can show you stuff, just like we did earlier. So that's kind of what I like to do with these live streams. So I do put in a 20-second timeout. It's kind of a way to self-moderate. That way people can't like spam the channel and type a bunch of messages all at once. They got to wait 22 seconds between each message before sending a new one. So apologize if that's annoying, if where it comes up for you where you want to type something right after you just posted. So but it's an easy way for me to self-monitor you know, these live streams and things like that. So yeah, and I try to get through all the comments. It hasn't been an issue before, but if I don't get to yours or if I somehow accidentally skip over it, I apologize. Look, you know, it wasn't that long ago I was on that side of the camera and where you guys are at, and you know, you'd be on a live stream and you'd wait whatever for someone to kind of read off your comment, and then they skip over it for whatever reason. So if I do that, I apologize. You know, either you can shoot me an email at chris@carefreechris.com and we can bring it up on another live, or email isn't the best way for me to interact, but if you say, hey, you skipped my comment kind of thing, I'll make a point to bring it up in another live stream or whatever. But anyways, it's not my intention to skip over stuff unless it's completely ridiculous or whatever, you know, the drama stirring kind of stuff. I kind of skip over that kind of stuff. Actually, you know, well, actually, I don't necessarily skip over that kind of stuff. But anyways, whatever, man, whatever. But if I skip over stuff, it's more than likely an accident. Another thing along those lines, as I'm kind of thinking about it, comments in general, like in the YouTube comments, sometimes I don't see all the comments. Like if I think I have a little bit of like of an adult filter that'll block stuff for me. Like I won't see super vulgar or whatever comments. I just don't see that kind of stuff, and I just don't want to either, right? But that can happen sometimes too. Mary Rose will be like, hey, did you see that comment? I'm like, no, I don't see it. And I'll look for it, and I don't see it no matter where I go. So that can happen sometimes too in the videos where I just don't see them. And I do have certain things like blocked. Like if people put in hyperlinks and things like that, that'll block your comment as well. So anyways, man, it's enough preamble. We'll get into it. Paul says, hey, Chris. How's it going, Paul? Hope you're good up there, brother. Lowell, morning from Oregon. Yeah, good morning, Lowell. Yeah, well, evening there, morning here. God bless. I can't move there anymore. My meds will cost $1,000 US per month. Yeah. Oh, well, you bring up a good point, and I hope you keep in that inquiry, you keep looking to see if that's really the case. But it is something that medication is one of those things that can be. I mean, we did that budget video, and I was actually surprised how much we pay for medication and vitamins and all that other crap. And I don't really have a prescription for anything. I take a daily dose of Cialis, but that's about the only thing that I have really a prescription for. But I take a multivitamin, I take ashwagandha and whatever omegas, and whatever we got 4 or 5 different pills that we take, creatine, and that was surprising. That was one of our higher budget items, honestly, per month. So things can be a little bit expensive out here in that area. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I invite you to keep looking, and that's another thing that's really there for me is coming from life in the West. Even in this recent deal with buying this dang bike, you gotta dig, man. You gotta dig. I mean, we looked for probably 2 months to find that KLX 230 Sherpa, and there's been one sitting in Lapu for 2 months. So it's just a matter of finding where stuff is, and that it goes for the bikes, medications, banking, and you got to be persistent. You got to be polite and persistent. Are two really important characteristics here in this country to get what you're looking for. Yeah, man, I would just keep looking, Lowell. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that's not necessarily the case. I hope you're able to, get out here and find what you need. With your type of situation, you might want to, I would suggest probably being in some of these more populated areas. There's a lot of talk about Clark, right? You're just outside of Manila, nice places up there. I know, what's his name? Chubbs did some stuff, I think, up there. Did some videos, some villas or whatever I thought I saw. You might want to check out Clark, see if, one, for a good living and some, some more modern accommodations in the Philippines, because let's face it, right, the housing can be pretty hit or miss. But then maybe you can get your medications out there. And honestly, too, as I'm just kind of going through all this kind of thing, that was one of my strategies when I moved out here, is I wanted to get out here early enough while I'm in relatively decent health, so that way I'm not adjusting as an older gentleman to this a little bit chaotic environment, right? But yeah, man, hopefully it all works out for you, Lowell. Joe, what's up, Joe? What's up, brother? How's it going? Yeah, greetings all. I will trust everything as well. Yeah, man, everyone's good. Mary Rose is recovering. She's almost done with the chickenpox. She had a chickenpox kind of version, if you will, or whatever, where she was mildly, like she didn't have a fever or any of that. She just had, pox. No chicken. Just laughing because, anyways, there's a superstition around eating chicken and eggs that she was telling me about. Anyways, so she had a mild dose of chicken pox. She's good. She's a little bit scabby, but she's healing up. I'd say she's probably in whatever, 80, 85, maybe 90% now. We might even go for a run today. So if it gives you an idea of how she's doing, she's good. Yeah, thanks, brother. He says, yeah, good morning from Southeast Tennessee. Good morning, brother. Good evening there. Yeah. Hope all is well in Tennessee. Beautiful. Beautiful there, right? I love it. Love the Smoky Mountains. I spent some time in Kentucky, actually. Lived in Kentucky for a couple of years. My son was born in Kentucky. So Richmond area was where I lived for a little bit. And my good buddy, Sean, he's from Berea. But yeah, how's it going, brother? Hope you're good. Let's see here. Nathan, what's up, Nathan? How's it going, man? Yeah, how are you doing? Hello. Yeah, all's good here, man. Just kind of getting situated and getting set up. Super stoked about the new bike. Should be able to get to ride today. That low pressure system, as I was showing you guys earlier. I'll bring up the screen again. Yeah, screen and camera. That low pressure system looks like it's working through here. So we got January 7th, 740, and it's kind of moving off to the north, although it might look like, judging by that thing, just kind of loop around it. So it might be a oof, a wet week or so. But, you know, not a big heavy rainstorm and that, nothing like that, right? Not a, yeah, but you know, it's going to suck in some moisture to the area. Yeah, it looks like 18th. Tomorrow morning it should be nice and dried out. Hopefully by then get some riding done. But I mean, that does not stop me on that bike. Like I said, it blows me away how easy that is to ride versus like the NX or the Tanneray, even off-road, right? Off-road. Now the Tanneray and the NX are super easy to ride on the road, and this 230, you know, the KLX 230 Sherpa is not, but you know, I mean, it's okay on the road. It's just I would rather ride those bikes on the road, but I'd rather ride the Sherpa off-road. And it's just amazing to me how easy it is for that type of environment. Really super, super easy. Really good bike. Let's see, Paul. Yes, good evening from the UK. What's up, Paul? Yeah, man, hope you're good up there. Hope all is well. Yeah. Good evening there. Joe, Galveston, Texas. Yeah, man. Good old Galveston. Nice. I went through Texas a little bit. What's that? Nacogdoches, I think it was. Yeah, I'd kind of been through. Admittedly, I haven't spent a lot of time in Texas, but I had been through there a little bit. My boy spent a little bit of time out there. Michael, KTM, man, 1230 KTM. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, first time here, relatively new subscriber. Looking forward to the conversation regarding Sherpy. Nice, brother. Welcome, man. Yeah, like I was saying, a little bit all over the place as usual. Conversation, content, you know, it's a little bit all over, but you know, I don't want to be pigeonholed. But yeah, no, it's good, man. It's good. Things are well. Digging the new bike for sure. Yeah, just super stoked. Let's take a look at the bike a little bit more. Um, you know, actually, you know what? While we're talking about this, I pulled up Gemini. I've been checking out Google Gemini, man. I'm digging it. I use ChatGPT also, and I have been using ChatGPT for a while, but I actually recently switched to Gemini, kind of getting that, working with that model and learning it. But so here's one of the things I pulled up just before the live stream, because I think it was something we'd probably talk about. Let me just make sure I'm showing this stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. And so yeah, here's because the KLX 230 Sherpa is a little bit different. There's the Philippines version. You've got some bass, and I also add the KLX 300 just kind of as a comparison here. So you've got 230cc air-cooled engine throughout, right? That's all same. But here's where it's a little bit different. You've got some seat height. So the version that I have is 32.5 inches or whatever, 825 millimeter. And the Sherpa S, yeah, I'm not sure what this version is, but anyways, the KLX 230 Sherpa S is 32.5. Yeah, that's not right, because it's actually lower seat height. Yeah, my bad. We'll have to, that's not accurate information. Sometimes you get ghosty stuff. But I mean, look at the height difference on the 300, 35.5. Yeah, let's just see here if we can pull up specifications, frame and dimensions. Yeah, where is that? Seat height, 845. Okay. Yeah, so the KLX 230 Sherpa, the bike I have, is actually 845 centimeters, not 825, yeah. So anyways, yeah, AI is ghosting me here, putting out some bad information. But here's the Kawasaki. Now this is the Philippines website, right? And so it shows their bikes and the bikes that are available in the Philippines market. So here you've got, and it is different lineup, guys. If you look in the KLX lineup, these bikes aren't available. You got the 140, you got the 150. Yeah, these bikes, here's the 300. And I looked at this bike, but the seat height and the added, you know, I just wanted something a little bit shorter. I wanted something too that Mary Rose could ride also. Let's see if we can add a comparison here real quick. Yeah, compare. Yeah, I just wanted something a little shorter, something a little bit that Mary Rose and I can both really learn on, because I do think she'll ride that. All right. Okay, inverted forks, a little bit better suspension on the 300 for sure. Of course, the engine's going to be a lot bigger. It'll be a big jump. Liquid cooled versus air cooled. And then this was the big deal. Where the hell is the seat height at? Yeah, 845 versus 895. So it was a substantial jump in many ways with that bike. So yeah, yeah, man. I love bikes. I've been riding, not for long. 2015, I think I started. Once I got sober, I started riding. Probably a good thing I did it that way, right? But yeah, I started riding in 2015, and I just fell in love with it. I've been riding ever since, and I ride a lot. Like in the States when I was riding, man, I was putting on 12,000 miles a year in Colorado. I rode year round. If it was above, I think what was it, 45 or so degrees, I would be riding. Um, so yeah, I had started off with a Vulcan KL or Kawasaki Vulcan S 650. That was my first bike, and loved it. Had it for a while, and I sold that for a KTM 790 Duke. And I think I had put, I think maybe 16,000 miles on the Vulcan S, and then I put like 22,000 on the 790 Duke. I love that bike, man. I absolutely love that bike. It was so fun to ride. Yeah, just a great machine. Phenomenal in the twisties. It's actually a really it's a decent like beginner bike if you're cautious enough and if you're mature enough with the throttle, because it's a super capable machine. Super capable. Just really phenomenal. Love that machine. And then I bought a Tannery 700. So those are the three bikes that I had before moving here. And yeah, man, I just love riding. I really do. I love getting out on the road, the wind in my hair and riding along. I'm a huge fan of the sport. Just absolutely love it. And what I love about this country, Michael, is the fact that, uh, it's much more rider friendly, two-wheel friendly here. People have, I don't know if respect for motorcycles is the right word. They're just much more aware. Now, there are some different dynamics where it's chaos and crazy on the road. I don't want to paint, a picture like it's whatever. There's different riding here, but just people, they don't have like road rage in general, So that's a big difference. I mean, on a motorcycle in North America, I mean, people trying to run you over intentionally, right? You don't have that kind of stuff here. There's not motorcycle hate like there is in North America. So I absolutely love riding out here. It's just phenomenal. I'm super stoked about exploring a lot more off-road on this KLX 230 Sherpa. Yeah, I got a lot more content on that bike coming, a lot more. And, you know, there is probably going to be a little more shift towards more of a riding channel. Sorry, this fly is bothering me. It's probably going to be a little more shift from from a riding channel in a lot of ways, right? I plan to do a lot more riding content on this channel. So yeah, man. Yeah, welcome, brother. Welcome. All right. Oh my gosh, I can tell right now that I need to get this comment part figured out. Where are we at? Holy crap. All right, man. There we go. Richard, good morning. Chris and Mary Rose. Yes, Mary Rose is still sleeping. She might be up now, but yeah, she was still in bed. She sleeps in. Thank Filipina. She gets up around 8 or 9. Love the new bike. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Salamat kayo, brother. Hope you're good up there, man. Hope you're good there. Joe says 5-on-5. What are we talking about? What did I mention there? Yeah, I'm not sure. Nathan, what time is it in the Philippines? Nathan, it is right now 7:31. Yeah, 7:31 in the morning. And January 17th, right? So yeah, I know Friday night back in North America. Yeah, face tracking. Yeah, I'm a technology geek. I love toys and gadgets. Been that way my whole life, and thankfully I got in a career where I was able to work in technology. So I love tech, and as a guy out here, that's always with me. So if you look at my channel too, right? Like I have a lot of technology on my channel. I've got drones and different cameras and all kinds of stuff. So this is the camera I shoot. I get this question a lot on the camera. So this is the camera I shoot with quite a bit. It's the Insta360 X5. Freaking dig this camera. It's really cool. It's not for everybody. Some people don't like kind of the edges or the roundness of it, but I don't know. I'm a fan, man. I dig it. I really dig it. But yeah, this camera here is the DJI Pocket Osmo 3, right? I think that's what it is. Yeah. And a lot of guys use this for a straight up vlogging camera. It's a great camera. The only time I really use it now, I use it for my Patreon videos because I can run and gun. I can shoot it and straight to upload. It's got microphone and stuff like that, right? Yeah. Nice little carrying case in this creator kit and microphone. That's a great little kit for someone who's looking to get into vlogging or whatever. Really good kit. But I only use it for live streams now because I really I like shooting with this camera. I think it's almost the signature now of my channel, and I'm just gonna keep doing that. I like it. But so yeah, the Pocket Osmo with face tracking, man. Yeah, I dig it. There's a couple other cameras. I might look to do something with. There's a Link. What's it? Insta360's got a Link camera out that's designed for more computers too. I might check that out. Next up, boys. The meat, street food in general, I'm sorry, the street food in general, is it safe to eat there? Yes and no. Yes and no. You want to be, here's the thing about street food in general or restaurants in general, and this is something I did in the United States and I think it applies anywhere in the world, is you want to look for places that are busy. So if you're getting street food, you don't want to go to a place that no one's going to. If you're in a line of them, right, and you see whatever, there's 12, 15 different street food vendors, one of them's got a bunch of people at it, go there, versus one that has nobody. So that would be my recommendation versus for street food. And also for street food, unless you're good at it, I would avoid probably fish. And probably just stick to like pork and chicken. And then chicken's my primarily go-to if I'm eating street food. Like I'll eat chicken, and I avoid chicken intestine and all that other kind of crazy crap. But I go to chicken. That's kind of my staple if I want to eat street food. And there's some really good street food. There's some really good barbecue places. And knock on wood, I've never had really any issues, but we've used that strategy where we go to places that we know, we go to all that kind of stuff. We go to busy places and that kind of deal. So yeah. Michael KTM, oh, you see the comments. Oh, nice, man. Okay. All right. I don't think they're up on the screen. So like with StreamYard, I can click on them and put them up on the screen. And it doesn't appear that I can do that here. So I just have to read them off, which, yeah, which I kind of like, and I'll do that here. I'll figure out a way. I did see something where I could do that. I just have to add another window deal, and then I can go in ahead of time and copy over that chat section. So I'll figure that out eventually. Like I said, this is my second time using this software, but this is what I like. I mean, this kind of thing. I could just jump back and forth with a click. Super handy, super convenient, and I'm pushing 1080p. So if I'm showing you guys drone stuff, and it's simple. I mean, you can see I'm just jumping right through that. So once I get it configured, this will be good. I'm super stoked. But anyways, but I want to get the comments up here so that way they pop up on the screen for you guys. Because I was just thinking through this in the replay, right? So if people watch it after, they're not going to see that kind of stuff. So But yeah, yeah, good. Yeah, Joe says Kawasaki Sherpa sounds nice. Guess you find a Kawasaki dealer. Yeah, Joe, man, what a deal that was. You know, trying to find this stuff. So I had shot a video, I don't even know, a couple years ago, when I was living in Cebu. I had heard about this Wheel Tech out in Lapu-Lapu, a big dealer out there, and they had a bunch of big bikes. And I had shot this video. You know what? Let me see if I could find that video a while back. And yeah, it might take me to do that. So I went out there, and they had a bunch of bikes. They had Kawasaki, they had Suzuki, they had a bunch of bikes out there. And let's see, wheel. Yeah. No shit. Here it is. Hold on a second. I don't want to. Oh yeah, looks like Mary Rose is with me too. Hold on, I'll show you guys now too. Now that I got it up. Yeah, so I had shot this video a while back on Wheel Tech, and yeah, see what motorcycle dealerships looks like Wheel Tech. So I had been out there, and that's funny. That's my old place there. Funny thing about this, so I lived in Rockwell. Dude, this freaking place was amazing. My neighbors were like movie stars, man. This place was incredible. Just a really, really, I love that little that neighborhood. But yeah, anyways, I was living out there, and there's the old 350, the Hunter 350. But they had a really nice shop out there, and yeah, here's some footage of the shop. And so I had got some contact information. Now they had gone, right? They're no longer there, the contact, I guess, person. But Mary Rose reached out to them, but they're divided up. They've got scooters on one side, and then big bikes on another. So I guess we had maybe reached out to the wrong shop. Yeah, there's Eliminators. This is whatever. This is, oh, yeah, I guess a little over a year ago. I had and they got some big bikes. They got some jet skis. Look at that thing, man. So anyways, I had been out to that Wheel Tech, and that's who I thought we reached out to, because I know they had a bunch of bikes. And the first time, and another example, Lowell too, of just being persistent. So we'd reach back out to them. We got to the right section, because they got a scooter section and a big bike section. And I guess Mary Rose was communicating with the scooter section, who didn't forward us to the big bike section. So we had reached out to them a couple months later, after, you know, like we've already reached out to them, because that was one of my first stops. And then sure enough, you know, Mary Rose goes out to their website, the Facebook site, and she's like, they got 2 bikes there. So she's all excited. So immediately we reach out, and, you know, when they were great, and they shipped the bike to us from Lapu-Lapu. They shipped the bike here to Butuan. You know, they were just phenomenal. Really super impressed with them and kind of what they did. But so yeah, we got the Sherpa, we found the dealer, and we got the bike. And what I see kind of the strategy and plan around this bike is to learn to ride off-road, to keep this bike for a year and a half or so, and then potentially upgrade and sell the NX 500, and get the BMW 450 GS that's coming out, right? So that's kind of the roadmap as I look at bikes kind of coming forward. Learn off-road, kick around the country on this KLX 230 Sherpa on the back roads, learn off-road riding over the next year and a half, because it'll be a good year and a half before that bike, the 450 GS, is available here, especially in this market. So, and then Mary Rose ride it, because I think it'll be a bike that she can learn to ride off-road on too. So that's kind of the roadmap. And then sell the NX, potentially sell the Sherpa, and just get the 450 GS. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So yeah, Joe, really stoked about that. Yeah, Michael KTM, I know the top-heavy feeling with I have an African twin. Yep, sand in Jacksonville, Florida. Rough, right, brother? Rough. Yeah, and that Tanneray, it surprised me. It was top-heavy. top heavy bike. And that this freaking NX500 is top heavy. You saw the weight comparisons in that video. The NX is not much lighter than the Tannery 700. Yeah, I found that stat pretty interesting when I was looking at it. This freaking KLX, man, sub 300 pounds. I feel like I'm on a freaking bicycle. Matter of fact, it's really interesting if you look at prices of e-bikes versus this KLX Sherpa. I think it's cheaper than some of these dang e-bikes, right? Yeah, anyways, brother, I hear you, Michael. Arcade Tuker, what bike would be good for a 300-pound man? Yeah, man, you know, well, if you look at, if you want to ride off-road, if you look at Dork in the Road, right? Ben, I mean, Ben, I think he's pushing 300 pounds, right? So, you know, the CRF 300 Rally, I think, you know, you'd probably would, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't go after that bike. There's several reasons, but, you know, if you did, I think any bike you'd want to do, and even for me at 220, these bikes are sprung for like tiny little Japanese guys. They're not sprung for us North Americans. So I think any bike that you would get that you would look to do off-road, you're probably going to want to go to the aftermarket and some suspension shops to really get it set up for you. I mean, even my bike, I really do. I'm looking for some suspension shops. Hopefully I find one here in Butuan, but if not, I'll probably need to go to Cebu to really get the bike set up for me. Probably change out the rear spring. I have not done enough digging to find out how that is. I do know on the CRF 300, like it's almost mandatory to do on that bike. But anyways, brother, I would say for someone 300 pounds, you can do these bikes. You just probably want to get them the suspension dialed in for you. And but like I said too, I think that goes for any North American. You'd probably want to get the suspension dialed in for you. Now, that's for off-road riding. If you're talking about on-road riding, I mean, the NX500 is fine. You know, Mary Rose and I, and we're the two of us together are over 300 pounds. And it's fine for the NX500 is a good bike. Now that's for this Philippines market, right? Also too, I mean, you got the V-Strom 650 that you can find and stuff like that. If you want to get a bike that you don't have to work on, because that's another dynamic. When you buy bikes here, you have to now work on them yourself because getting service on some of these big bikes is very hard to do. So if you don't want to wrench on your own bike, I would look to like the ADV 350 that's now available in the Philippines. That would be my suggestion for this country. If you're a bigger dude in this country looking for a bike, would be NX500, ADV 350, probably be my top two, and then the Honda CRF 300 Rally if you're looking to do off-road, with in mind that you're going to need to really do a lot of work on the suspension. Yeah, good for you, brother. Nathan, how did you find affordable housing in the Philippines? I see you showing a $17, $80 house before. Yeah, how do you find those places available? So yeah, that $17 video that we did over in Palampon Leyte, right? Hold on a second, I'm gonna wet my whistle. You can find those places. It's just that would you want to live in them? You know, here's the thing about housing, I think in general, once you get out of some of these bigger cities, you know, Cebu, Davao, Manila, once you get out, you can save some money, right? You can save some money out here in Butuan. You really can. You're going to have to dig though. You're going to have to really spend a good month or so looking around trying to find something that you could live in. You know, when I lived in Leyte, Palampon Leyte, guys, watched some of those videos that I shot from there. I mean, we had a toilet. We didn't have a water reservoir. We're showering with a bucket. You know, can you want to live like that? Can you live? I mean, I don't know. I didn't mind it. I knew it was temporary. I knew whatever year I can deal with that. And actually, I found it like it, but that's part of my personality. I like rainbows and unicorns. I loved it honestly because I was just felt like I was living like a Filipino, and I'm not living like an American in a different country. Like I'm really diving into the culture. So I actually liked it. Now I do want my air conditioner. Like I don't want to be without some of these things, but so that's just kind of the thing you want to look at too, is what can you deal with? Like, what are your nuances? And, you know, small town Philippines is beautiful, man. I love small town Philippines. I absolutely love small town Philippines. It's great. And housing can be a challenge. But where would you go to kind of find those places? Facebook Marketplace is probably your go-to. You'd want to look there for housing and accommodations. And ultimately what happens, especially if you get into a bigger city, is that you'll get hooked up with like a real estate agent who will show you a bunch of places and then you just find a place. So that's how it happened for me in Cebu. That's how I got in Solenia when I moved to Cebu the first time. And that's also how I got into this place. So, but that's how you kind of find those super cheap places is one, you got to get out of these bigger cities. You got to get out of kind of these more well-known areas. You got to go get out to small town Philippines, the provinces. And that's where you can find just super inexpensive. I mean, guys, my place here is what, 12,000 pesos, a couple $100 a month for 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So you can find them. You're not going to find them in BGC. You're not going to find them in Davao. You're not going to find them in Cebu. You got to get out of some of these other expat bubbles and expat areas, but they're out there, brother. Yeah. Let's see here. Josh Wilson. What's up, brother? What's your process before buying? Trying a bike rental first, or did you just dive in? Yeah, Josh. Unfortunately, buying bikes anywhere in the world. They're in North America, they're really hesitant to let you demo bikes, and you can go out to the demo days and things like that, right? To kind of really demo bikes. But even just showing up to a dealership, they're not going to just let you hop on a bike and ride it unless you're really serious about buying it. So I think that's similar globally, but even more so here, it's hard to ride bikes. You're not going to find demo days and things like that. So it is unfortunately one of the things about motorcycle buying globally that is just kind of a problem. It's why motorcycle review channels, I think, do so well, because unlike car buying where you can go do a test drive, it's a different dynamic with motorcycles, right? So so yeah, to answer your question, I just dove in. I used AI a lot though too. You know, one of the things that I said, it's like, look, I love this scooter. I love this ADV 160, and I do, man. That freaking scooter. If I had to choose between the ADV 160 and the NX, ADV. I mean, not even a question. Not even a question. I love that scooter. So what I did with AI is like, look, I'd like to get a scooter, but I want something that's more off-road capable, because we were trying to ride that damn ADV off-road and we were hitting limitations real quick. Matter of fact, we were kind of on this super bumpy road where we loosened the battery terminal and the damn thing wouldn't start, right? So anyways, so that's kind of how I got about to this Sherpa, is I started working with AI. I was like, look, this is what I'm looking for. I like the ADV, but I want something more off-road capable. And then what's available in the Philippines market. And yeah, CRF 300 Rally, KLX 300. And then I was like, yeah. And then I saw the 230 Sherpa and I was like, all right, lower seat height, 230cc. Yeah, it's not air cooled, simple. You know, it's a putter machine. It's a tractor, which I want. I want a tractor. I want something I could just, not super worry about stalling out. 21-inch front tire, less than 300 pounds, fuel injected, you know. So that's kind of how I came about the bike and my process and buying bikes in general, you know, is kind of how about that. But yeah, Josh, a little bit tricky when you're buying a bike out here. Hey, Chris, Hex Flex, what's up, brother? What's up, man? Alternate account? All right, man. Yeah. New bike. Super stoked, man. Super stoked. Yeah, new bike. I love it. Love it. Love it. Watch that time to stand. Okay, Billy, what's up, man? Hope you're good, man. What concerns me is that the Phils is getting some bad press. How more expensive rent is. Yeah. Depression from ladies having doubts now. What's your view? You know, Phils is getting bad press. I don't know, man. What bad press are we talking about? I don't know. It hasn't changed for me at all. But I admittedly, look, I kind of bubble off from a lot of the drama stuff, right? It's why I moved here. Um, you know, I just don't dive into it. For me, it hasn't really changed much. But I'm in a small Butuan city bubble out here. I'm in the motorcycle riding bubble and out exploring bubble, and that's kind of who I've been a lot of my time out here. So in my just over 3 years of living here now, there hasn't been really any changes for me that would bring up concern. If anything, it's really cemented what I feel, you know, as I see news from the West and things like that. I'm like, thank goodness I'm not exposed to that crazy and chaos that's going on. And so, yeah, I don't, you know, and as far as the girls looking for money, I mean, yeah, whatever, man. That you're gonna find that here. You're gonna find that everywhere. But you're gonna find that here, and you want to have your head on you, Billy. You know, you want to have your head on you. You know, you're when you're dating and out there looking, you really want to be grounded and be clear of what you're after, and you know, just be aware of when someone's taking advantage of you and that kind of deal. So, because it'll happen, it will. It's not if, it's when, and you just want to have the right mindset on and yeah, that's how I would just say to that. And then, you know, I think the other thing that I see with people in general is they're you can learn a lot from YouTube, but what you're not one of the things that shocked me is how conservative it is here in a lot of ways and how spiritual and religious it is. It's what a super Catholic community and you know, and so guys can get themselves in trouble. Um, you know, if they lack respect. What like you're pointing to, you look at the news, you look at what people are talking about and showing. You got to be a good dude out here, man. You can't be a jerk. You can't be loud and obnoxious. You got to be respectful and polite and realize that you're in a conservative, highly religious culture who respects saving face, who respects their culture and community. You go off disrespecting people and man, you are in a world of hurt, man. You know, it's non-confrontational, but it doesn't mean, you know, you cross the wrong person, man. You're toast. You're toast. But yeah, Billy, I'm not, you know, I'm a respectful dude, so I'm not whatever. I mean, you gotta have your head on you out here, for sure. Tom, what's up, man? Yeah. Yeah. What's the next bike? The 450 GS? That's the roadmap, brother. That's the roadmap, man. That's where it's heading. Mm. Hope you're good out there, man. Hope all is well for you, man. Nice running into you a while back. Yeah. Nathan, what would be your advice for a low-income person looking to move to the Philippines? How much money should I have before making the move? Yeah, man. You know, I think you'd want to have a steady income of whatever, a couple thousand a month would be a way to generate that. And then, you know, a nest egg, whatever, 25, 50K if you can. That was just right off my head. You know, I mean, you could do cheaper. You'd want money to try to get back to the States if you needed to. So whatever, 25K and then, you know, 1,500 a month would be kind of, you could live cheaper, but would you want to? And it just doesn't allow much room for oh crap moments, you know? But you could live cheap. You could live cheap. It'd be hard to do at first. So, but you get here, get used to crap, and then, you know, and then, you know, because living cheap takes expertise here. Probably takes a Filipino too. And that adds another expense. So it's kind of, you know, yeah, you got a Filipino who can help you live cheap, but then you've got a whole nother person in your environment and how's their family and that whole dynamic, right? So yeah, living cheap here, while you can do it, it takes skill. It takes skill for sure. Around a couple weeks, brother. Overdose first day. I'm going new house for moving things. All right, around a couple weeks. Yeah, nice, man. All right. Captain Ron. What's up, man? Yeah, Lowell, look at the IndyMart Express in the Philippines. We're getting meds if cheaper if they order in bulk, 250 shipping. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, Troy. What's up, Troy? What's up, brother? Are you back up in Don Salvador? Are you back up at Negros? Yeah, dude. I'm digging the bike, man. Digging the bike. Yeah, digging it. Oh, shit, man. I'm sorry. I'm getting like oil and oil filters and brake pads and all that shit. I order that on Amazon and get it delivered. So you want to have an inventory or whatever the hell, kind of getting what you need and store it. So that's how it is with parts and accessories. And then you got to do your own work. You got to be able to change your own oil, do basic stuff on your bike. If that's not something you want to do, you want to buy a scooter. Because scooters you can get serviced anywhere and everywhere. You get parts anywhere and everywhere. On big bikes, you can't. So it is a really big factor when you're choosing a bike. You really have to look at one, what's even available in the Philippines market, right? And then two, how easy it is to get work done on it. And that'll, here actually in Butuan, there's a KTM and CF Moto shop. So you can get KTMs, you can get CF Motos. So there is no Honda big bike though. So my NX, I can't get any work done on it here. I have to go to Cebu or CDO. So that's the only manufacturer that's here, KTM, and actually there might be a Royal Enfield just opening up too. So it's you have to be persistent. You have to look around. You have to, and a lot of times what you have to do, especially that I'll be doing, is I'm getting my tires. So I'm getting the Dunlop, what's that, D605s. I'll bring those tires to a shop and then they'll install them for me. And so same thing with my brakes and stuff. And I'll bring the parts to the shop and then they'll do it. Right? I mean, it is different, but you got to smile, you got to laugh, you got to be like, all right, that's how it is. Yep, that's how it is. But yeah, Michael, a little bit different dynamic out here with that kind of deal. But in a way, I like the fact that now I'm learning how to work on my own bike, because in the States, I didn't do anything, dude. I didn't touch my bike. And a lot of it was because I didn't want to wrench on it and end up killing myself, especially with my Duke, man. I'm freaking moving on that bike. I got a quick shifter. I mean, I'm just ripping through gears, and the last thing I want to do is, let me fiddle fart with this thing and, freaking end up killing myself because I'm just ignorant. So I took it to the shop, and I rode a crap ton, right? 12,000 miles a year, I averaged. And that's just city riding. That's not touring. So I would take my bike, whatever, 3 times a year. Hey, let's change the oil. Let's go through it. Let's make sure everything looks good. That just gave me confidence as a rider that my machine is good, because I would ride that bike to the edge. And so here now I'm having to work on my bike. I'm changing my oil. I'm doing stuff. I'll probably do my brake pads and that kind of deal, which whatever. I mean, some of you guys are like, oh, it's all easy stuff. And I get that. And it is, but that's the shift that you want to have. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, because now you got to get tools, you got to do all that, right? If you don't want to do any of that stuff, if you don't want to wrench on your bike, you want to get a scooter. You want to get a scooter. And the ADV 160, the ADV 350 now is out here in this market. So yeah. TT Nudge, been riding close to 50 years. Good for you, brother. Yeah, on dirt bikes. Yeah. Now ride a BMW K160B, which I love. Yeah, but ready to trade it in for a scooter life in the Philippines. Yeah, good for you, brother. You could ride dirt out here, though. And that ADV 160, you guys are about ready to see it, because I'm going to be on my Sherpa. Mary Rose is going to be on the scooter, and we're going to kind of tour around some of these roads. That ADV is capable, man. It is capable. You could do light stuff on it. It's good. It doesn't have the suspension travel. And when I'm on it, because I'm 220, I bottom out the suspension really easily. But Mary Rose, because she's less than 100 pounds, she doesn't hardly ever bottom it out, right? So, but yeah, man, good for you, brother. Good for you. Yeah. Dean Perry. Hello, Chris. Good morning from Mississippi. We'll be in the Philippines for my 3rd trip. Thinking about spending time in Malaybalay. Yeah, man. Beautiful up there, right? I have yet to get Bukatan, Malaybalay area. It's high on my list here. It's one of the reasons why I moved to Butuan. is I wanted access. You know what? Let's pull up the map because I haven't brought up the map yet. It's one of the reasons why I chose to move to this area is there's just so much here. Yeah, Balai, Bukatan. I can't wait to ride this route. My buddy Jim, shout out to you, brother. He was just saying one of his favorite roads is from Togum to Valencia. So yeah, man, I'm just super stoked to get up here in this region here and hang out. That's coming. That's for sure coming. Soon we'll get up there. Balai. I want to get up to Kamigan, hit that little, oh, pull up the map again, sorry. Get up to Kamigan here. I want to explore that. Can't wait. And then, yeah, get up here and ride a lot of this coast. I want to get up to Dinagat and explore Dinagat. Look at the roads on Dinagat, man. Look at that. I mean, that, as Mary Rose says, it's like a chicken intestine, right? It's just, look at that. I can't wait to ride Dinagat. That looks freaking awesome. That looks really, really good. So, yeah, stoked about the riding here in this region. And soon. Good for you, Balai, man. Beautiful. Hope it works out. Dean, great channel, very more. Thank you. Yeah, appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks, Dean. Appreciate that, man. I'm moving there in a few years. That Cowie is beautiful. Isn't it nice? I freaking dig this bike, man. I dig this bike. Yeah. So here's the North American version. Kawasaki 230 230S Sherpa S, a little bit shorter seat height, as you can see. The ultimate escape artist is kind of how they're marketing it. Yeah, I dig it. Yeah, man, I'm stoked. Actually, I like the Philippines version too. A little different color, right? Yeah, a little different color here. But digging it. Yeah, man. Stoked. Super stoked. And these freaking handguards on here, aluminum backbone. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever need to replace these. I'll probably replace the skid plate at some point. But the handguards, these things are fine. They're fine. I like this little mounting bar here too in the front of the headlight. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the camera out in front of that. I did place the camera on top of my helmet. A lot of you guys have always asked, show me the road, you know? So I think what I'll do is I've got the camera helmet now mounted up, and I think that'll be my default, but I'm also going to run a camera straight out the front of the bike because I think that'll be a pretty cool angle to show too. So anyways, oops, I wasn't showing that, was I? My bad. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, my bad. So there's the Sherpa there. Yeah, it looks good, man. I dig that little bike. Little Sherpy. Yeah. Otto, what's up, brother? What's up, man? Good morning from cool and cloudy. Yeah, Batangas, cool and cloudy there. Yeah, dude, we've had like 2 days of rain here. I mean, not heavy, but drizzly for sure. Yeah. When will Sherpy be baptized and get its registration? Yeah, the registration's coming. Wheeltech is going to ship it to me LBC when it comes in. So really shout out to Wheeltech, man. They've done a good job. I mean, there was a little bit of lack of communication there in different phases of it, but if you look at the process, they got the bike, they freaking shipped it to me. Everything looks good on the bike. Yeah, so really shout out to Wheeltech. But yeah, I get the OR and the CR, they're going to mail it to me, whatever, LBC when it comes in. So hopefully soonish. So what I'm doing now is I'm riding around kind of the neighborhood and the streets around here. There is an LTO presence here, so you want to be careful. So for those who are not familiar with the Philippines and the buying process and all of that, you know, in North America, you buy a bike and you leave that day with a bike and you go ride it, right? You got a temporary tag, you've got all that stuff. Not the case here. Here you buy a bike, you get it home, and then you sit on it for a month because you can't ride it until it's fully registered. So, and in Cebu City, there's LTO checkpoints freaking everywhere. So, and if you get caught, that damn bike gets impounded and you get fines and you get all kinds of crap. Now, outside of Cebu and outside of some of these other areas, they're not as strict. There's the LTO checkpoints not even anywhere. So it's not quite as an issue. Here, there are LTO checkpoints. Here, we haven't had any issues with LTO, the Land Transportation Office, which is similar to DNB and police and that kind of deal, right? We haven't had any issues with the LTO here in Butuan City, but we're hearing that they can be quite strict. In Cebu City, I got like 5 tickets in Cebu City. I got pulled over a bunch of times, registration and all that. So the LTO in Cebu City is super strict. So it's going to vary depending on your region. The LTO in freaking Bias or whatever the hell you call that town, it wasn't even existent. You got the whole town riding with no helmets, nothing, right? So it's just, and that's another dynamic that people can sometimes struggle with. Things are different depending on where you're at. You know, what can be a way of being and a way of living in one part of the Philippines is completely different in the other area. As a guy who's traveling around quite a bit in the country, I see that, right? But yeah. So hopefully it'll be fully registered and good to go here soon. Good morning, Chris. What's up, Richard? Come on, Boon Talk, brother. How's it going, man? Yeah, ¿cómo está? Nathan says, where can I find a bed and furniture in the Philippines? Do local stores sell them, or do I need to buy online? If I buy online, would shipping be a problem in the Philippines? Great question. Let's see what we can find here. Let me pull up some stuff here, because I think this would be good to show, and it's really a good question. All right. And this is, yeah, there we go. So Mandawi Foam. This is one of your big box stores here in the Philippines. It's kind of like whatever, a Bed Bath and Beyond. Are those even around anymore? Anyways, Mandawi Foam. Now your bigger cities are gonna have these, your Ormocs, your Butuans, your Cebus. To me, this is a great place to get furniture. It's a great place to obviously get mattresses. I don't know if they deliver. They might. Delivering is going to be a little bit of a challenge. But more than likely, you're going to be, Nathan, in a bigger city where you just go to the store, and from the store, they'll deliver it to you. But like ordering online and having it delivering, it's in the furniture world, that's not necessarily the case. However, I do know guys, in Cebu, there is IKEA. You can also do IKEA and get that delivered. I have not used IKEA yet, but I do know, like my old place in Cebu City, when I was in Rockwell, those guys had, he had a bunch of IKEA stuff. So IKEA does deliver online if that's kind of what you're doing. I've never done that, but I have bought a crap ton of stuff from Mandawi Foam. I actually really like Mandawi Foam. We get a lot of stuff from Mandawi. We've gotten dishes, we've gotten furniture, our beds from Mandawi Foam. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Mandawi Foam. This rack, this shelf behind you is Mandawi Foam, or behind me is Mandawi. That picture, wherever the hell that is, that's Mandawi Foam. My desk is Mandawi Foam. Yeah, we get a lot of Mandawi Foam. I'm a big fan. Yeah, great question, Nathan. Yeah, great question. Richard, here in Luzon, they have demo days. All right. They set up course in the parking lot, generally big bikes. It's something. All right, cool. All right, they have demo days for bike riding out there. Yeah, nice. Good to know, Richard. Yeah, good to know. Gatewood Adventures. I'll be in Butuan City on the 31st. Can you speak of the flooding area in Butuan area? Yes. And brother, if you're in Butuan and want to get together for a cup of coffee, let me know. More than happy to get together. Flooding in Butuan. So I've been here, whatever, 8 months or so since July. And flooding is definitely something that people kind of talk about with Butuan, as well as CDO. And you can see here as I am showing this, right? Okay, good. You can see here in the map that you've got a river that runs through the city, and uh, that's the flooding area, which, you know, makes sense. Next to a river, it's going to flood. So there's regions that are more susceptible to flooding than others. I do know right around SM here too, this area floods out quite a bit. So it just depends on how things are set up, how the road is, how the drainage is, your proximity to rivers. Where we're at in Libertad, we don't really get flooding. We've had a couple of low pressure systems run through now, and I'm in the middle of a dang rice field. Yeah, I'm in the smack dag middle of a rice field, and we don't, I mean, there's water all around us, and we haven't had flooding. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, right. This is all rice terraces all around us. And yeah, we haven't had any flooding here. So it just depends on where you're at, brother. And you know, you got to get there. You got to check it out, right? You know, a lot of that you're just not going to know until you get, as folks like to say, boots on the ground, right? You won't know that. So it just takes time. You know, you get here, check out the neighborhoods, case it out. Some of it's just luck. Like we got lucky here. You know, you're not going to know flooding until you kind of get through it, right? So we had a low pressure system rip through. I actually went out and rode around the neighborhood, and I checked out the area to see, all right, what's the flooding like? Can I get around? And yeah, I could see the flooding areas. Like I can get almost all the way down to Robinson's before we had flooding. I can get out to the airport. So that was one of the things I cased out when there was a little bit of a system. So, but yeah, there's you just, you know, it's one of those things you just want to look at when you're here. Jeff, I watched 5 of your videos today and noticed a constant glitch every 4 minutes on the minute. Huh. On a side note, brat. People use AI. Brother, man. Yeah, we're 4 minutes on the minute. Yeah, because it just kind of, the matrix resets there. Mm. I know, no doubt. Hey, babe, is there hot coffee? I don't have messages, I don't think, if you were sending me messages. Or maybe I do here. Oh, I do now, yeah. Plus, you want to say hi to everybody? You should grab a chair. No, you're fine. All right, she doesn't want to get on camera. She's a little, are you still a little bit scabby? Not on your face anyways? Dude, her chickenpox, yeah, she was bad, man. She had, especially like her back. Her face wasn't too bad. She didn't have too many. Our friends, man, she was just covered, man. Just covered with chickenpox. Anyways, yeah, Jeff, it's going good here. Going good. Nathan, on the shelf behind you, used for camera equipment, how much would a shelf like that cost? It would better to buy used or new. I don't know about used furniture. I think you might be able to find used furniture on Facebook Marketplace. Dang fly. I think you could find stuff on Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I can't remember how much crap was. My couch, though, was 25,000 pesos. But that was an expensive couch that we bought at Wilcon, which Wilcon's pretty much like a Home Depot. Yeah, so furniture, you got Mandawi, you got Wilcon. Here, you got City Hardware really doesn't have any furniture, but Wilcon does, which, like I said, is like a Home Depot. And our couch, 25,000 pesos, which is like 400 bucks. That's an expensive couch. Usually couches are a little bit cheaper than that, but yeah. Yeah, I can't remember how much that was, brother. I'm sorry. But yeah, you can look at Mandawi foam. I think they got pricing up there. See what they got. Michael, KTM, have you ever thought about a KTM 390 Adventure or Enduro? Is it available to support and maintenance available? Yeah, so that, Michael, I did consider the KTM a while back. I didn't like the high revving nature of that engine, and they just kind of revised that, right? it is a bike that I considered. And actually it is a really good bike for the Philippines. You've got some touring ability on it. You've got a light touring. I would recommend that over like the V-Strom 250 for sure. I think it's on track, if not, yeah, better than the CRF 300 Rally, but I would get it over the Himalayan, probably 450. I just don't like the engine, so I still feel like that platform, that 390 KTM, is still the 390 Duke. I feel like just that engine isn't necessarily tuned for off-road. I just feel, I feel like it's the Duke engine. Now they just slapped it in an off-road frame. Yeah, I'm just not, and I love KTM, brother. I love KTM. My 790 Duke to this day is my favorite bike of all time. I loved that bike. But I just feel like the 390 Adventure isn't for me. I want something torquey, grunty, and maybe I'm not up to date on the latest with the 390 Adventure, admittedly. But there is a KTM shop here. KTM shops are around. They're not everywhere and anywhere like Hondas are. But ironically, there's one here and not a Honda. But you can find them in some of the bigger mid-sized cities. Definitely, they're around, and you can get them worked on there. And that was the other thing when I looked at KTM. I liked my Duke, but I had issues with front fork seals. I had issues with that bike. And again, as a guy who didn't wrench on his own bike, I wanted Japanese. I wanted something that was reliable, something that I didn't have to tinker with. I didn't necessarily need something ready to race, right? I need something ready to be bulletproof. And so that's why I kind of went with Japanese. Yeah. Richard, the engine on the 450 GS is the CF Moto 450 MT engine. Ooh. Wow, that's interesting, Richard. I'll dig a little bit more on that. I think you're right, because that's being built well, I think it's being built in India, or is it being built in Thailand? Yeah. But you got a bunch of stuff on there, Richard, too. You've got like that E-clutch, like the Recluse clutch, similar to. That to me sounds so cool as an off-road guy. Like if you just let out the clutch and have the gas running, but use the clutch still if you want. So I think there's some technology things that are baked in that would make it pretty cool. It's not even available yet, right? So yeah, I mean, if it's a $12,000 bike, maybe just get this 450 MT or the Ibex 450 as it's called in North America, right? Might be a better option. But yeah, I'm going to dig a little bit more in there, but that's interesting that it's basically is it the same engine as the CF Moto? That'd shock me if BMW is using the same engine as that. Oh, is my mic? Yeah, my mic's here. Okay. Check out a guy. Check out a guy named Diesel Kong. He's from the States. Seems like a cool guy. All right. RM Holland says, all right. Yeah, Billy, I like your personality. Agree with you. Be good, show respect. Yeah, I'll still come to Cebu than Davao. Need to escape from the West. Yeah, dude. Okay, I'm just looking at the chat here. Things are kind of whatever. Looks like disconnected, came back. Anyways, um, yeah, I'll have to check out Diesel Kong. Billy, thanks for the compliment, dude. I'm a simple dude, man. Well, I'm simple and I'm not. Uh, I'm easygoing and I'm not. I'm carefree and I'm not. Did I sell all my crap and move to the Philippines? Yeah, that's pretty carefree. But yeah, dude, there's some areas of my life where I'm very not carefree. But I like, whatever, man. I want an easy existence. I want a chill existence. I want to, um, yeah, yeah. That's kind of what this phase of my life's about, and I'm digging it out here. I think, is my audio working? Is my audio working, baby? Okay. Um, yeah. So I just want a simple existence out here. And if you are looking for that, you can find it. If you are looking for a complicated existence, you can find that too. Disrespect the local culture and you'll find that real quick. It's just so funny to me. I watch these guys either on YouTube or in person. It's like, yeah, you really don't understand why you're having problems, do you? So yeah, really wild. Oto, the bad press in the Philippines stems from YouTube. Okay, the amount of channels that trash Philippines seem to have grown and gained followers. Yeah, look, if I look at that, I mean, this country probably isn't for everybody, and maybe they're figuring it out when they get here or whatever. But I don't know, man. To me, it's like a lot of things in life, like barbecue sauce. Some people love barbecue sauce, right? Some people absolutely love it. They eat barbecue sauce on their ice cream. You know, I don't know about that, but anyways, my point is that some things are for everybody and some things aren't, right? And whatever, move on, do your thing, right? I don't, if you don't like something or a country or whatever, I mean, yeah, it's fine to voice your opinion on it, but I think, understanding that it's your opinion and whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily, I don't see a lot of the bad stuff about the Philippines that people are talking about. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes what can strike people is the poverty sometimes that can get people and, you know, but I don't know, man. Yeah, yeah. Richard says, I was out tearing up expressway last night. Dude, nice. I hope that 900, that Cali 9 is good. Yeah, it's fun, man. Good for you, man. The Sherpa, what's the name? A female name after your grandma or a tough girl that you read about. The Sherpa's name originally, or yeah, I don't know. It's Sherpy. I know, not a lot of thought, but it's just this small little bike. It's Sherpy. It's Sherpy. I had a WR250R. Yeah, I currently own a CRF 450RL. Nice, yeah. Named Rosebud, aka Rosie. Nice. Yeah, nice. I thought about Rosebud for my NX, but I named my NX Wilson, like from Tom Hanks, the volleyball. Because my NX is white, and also too, I'm on this deserted island in the middle of nowhere. I feel sometimes, and Wilson. Jokingly, I hope I don't have a bloody handprint on my bike, but yeah, yeah, good for you, man. Oh, I jumped through the comments really quick here. Yeah, I gotta navigate these comments. It's a little bit hard. All right, Jeff says chickenpox. Damn. Well, at least uh, she's got the future for the chicken farm. Feel better soon. Yeah, she's good, man. She's doing all right. But yeah, the chickenpox were rough. The chickenpox were rough. There was just little weird. The Philippines has got some of these crazy ways of thinking and being, and sometimes, as maybe this is some of the stuff that Jeff was talking about, it doesn't bother me, but I think it's funny. But there was some thinking about if you eat chicken or eggs, that it. Yeah, so AI is really helpful for people, in this country. The whole country needs to get on AI so that way they can debunk some of these myths that they have. Oh, it's funny. Yeah, Mary Rose, did you buy Camille lotion for the itching? Yeah. No, we didn't get any, but we found some Benadryl. We got some Benadryl. So that was helping her out quite a bit. And we actually went to the doctor's office. We went to the Ace hospital here and got her in there, and they gave it like an antiviral, which is helping from new stuff and kind of drying up stuff. So she's in good shape. Yeah. Uh, so Michael Bra, the only U.S. Veterans Affairs clinic hospital outside the U.S. is in Manila, located in the U.S. Embassy ground 15 Rojas Boulevard, servicing eligible U.S. veterans. Yeah, it's good to know. My son looking to maybe come out here, and that would be something that he would be interested in for sure, as he served in the Army. Yeah. Not sure if it's just me, but I have to keep refreshing to get audio and video in sync. Hey, babe, is there anything going on with the live stream? Okay. It's doing all right though? I've had a couple people talk about the audio. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, and Troy says the same thing. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Can you tune into the live stream for me, babe, and just kind of monitor it? Yeah, so because there's some talk about the live stream, and I can't tell because I'm on it. But if you can monitor it for me, that would be great. Yeah, but what my understanding is, it might be something you have to listen to for a couple of minutes before you start to see the problem. So since you just turned it on, check it out for a little while and let me know what you see. Thanks, babe. Yeah, we'll take a look. All right. Yeah, just a couple different things on here. Oh man, but I'm telling you, this comment thing is a pain in the butt because then anyways, we'll figure this all out. Yeah, new guys, new software here. We'll work through it. The comments are a little bit rough because I can kind of scroll through, but eventually I'll get them where they'll show up on the screen. All right. Yeah, you love your, Richard says, loves the Z900 RS. Yeah, man. Yeah, the bike's like a 1970s muscle car. It's nice, man. Good for you, brother. Good for you. Yeah, it's all good. It's right. Test shirt has me seeing chickens running all over the place. Dude, when I wear this shirt, I feel like a damn cow. Oh, these comments. I'm trying to get to them. Hey, babe, can you disconnect the headphones? That might have caused a problem. Yeah, probably not. Okay. Yeah. All right, now we're back on track here. Seat height. Seat height on a lightweight dual sport can be deceiving because your body weight really matters. If you're over a certain amount, your suspension will squish down and a lot compared to lighter weight guys. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know the CRF 300 Rally is that you've got a tall seat, but when you sit on it, it'll squash down. So yeah, I just wanted something, well, on that, you really need to kind of respring it, right? So yeah, the seat height will vary. And even on mine, I commented on that video where as soon as I sit on it, I actually have to lean the bike to the right a little bit so I can get the kickstand. So there's a little bit of squash in there. So, but you're absolutely right. The seat height can be a little bit of a, depending on how soft the suspension is. Nathan says, question, how often does it rain in the Philippines? Do you know, and how do you prepare for more severe weather like hurricanes, monsoons? I believe they call them in Asia. Yeah, they call them typhoons here. So yeah, great question, Nathan. And let's get here's one of the tools that I use. I use this app called Zoom Earth. And I use this to track. And one of the things I like about it is it gives me notifications to my watch. So anytime there's a low pressure system, boom, it gives me a notification. I can pull up the app and I can track it. So I think a lot of that, what it is just being aware of what's coming up, what's going on. And the storms in here, they come in through the east and they track all the way over. So they'll come in, yeah, through the east here. They'll start to build up like this one right here. They'll build up. So it's, similar to the United States where they'll build and you just kind of look over and watch them. And you know, a lot of it too, as you're talking about being prepared, a lot of it depends on where you live. There's certain areas, like this area in particular, Alete, Samar, Lausanne, this whole region is more susceptible to low pressure systems and typhoons and hurricanes than other regions, like where I'm at in Mindanao, Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Panay, right? Some of these regions are a lot more susceptible than other regions. So one, being aware, being alert, but then two, picking a region that is less susceptible, right? So I think those are strategies that you can do if you're looking to avoid a lot of that. And then there's other factors too. You got volcanoes, you got earthquakes. So, you know, Davao, Southern, while where I'm at in Mindanao is safer from low pressure systems and typhoons and hurricanes kind of deal, it's more susceptible to earthquakes. There are a lot more earthquakes here. But where I'm at, I'm kind of, so there's some sweet spots to be in, right? So it's just kind of getting here, exploring, checking them out. You know, I think it's called Phil Volks. Maybe I can show that too. This is a really good resource as you're kind of kicking around here. Oh, yeah. This is a really good resource in the Philippines for all natural disasters. You can research what's going on, and that's one of the things I don't like about Butuan, or not Butuan, Bacolod, right? You got a freaking major volcano right here. Yeah, you know, so it's just being aware of what's going on, where things are at. Same thing with up in Lausanne here. You got a freaking massive volcano right here. I mean, that whole deal, that's a crater for a volcano, right? I mean, come on, man. So it's just kind of looking to where you're at and, you know, being aware. There's some resources that you can look at, being aware, like with the hurricanes and typhoons, just keeping your eyes to the east, setting up notifications so that way you get it. Yeah, great question though, Nathan. TT Nudge, I had an audio post twice while back and had a refresh. Okay, good for me in the last 15 minutes, probably longer. Appreciate that, guys. Let me, oh my gosh, the comments though, I'm just struggling with the scroll here. Yeah, let me know what you guys, keep me informed as I'm kind of working with this. Yeah, the comments, what's happening is as soon as I scroll, it just jumps down to the bottom. Yeah, I think what's happening on is it's periodic, is there's audio blips. It's coming in and out, and they have to refresh it, which that's no good. We'll watch the playback to see how it comes off too, if there's blips in there. Appreciate it, guys. Let me know. Let me know what you're seeing with this as we're kind of testing it out. Yeah. Filipinos flow through traffic like red blood cells flowing through capillaries. Yeah. You will and you won't, man. You'll get used to it. You get used to it. And honestly, it makes sense. I wish you could, in a lot of states now, you do have the ability to lane filter, but just moving through traffic on a bike is just so easy here, man. I dig it actually. And it's just, the thing it's just move slow. You know, you move slower. You're not riding 60, 70, 80 miles per hour through this. You're riding, you know, 20, 30, sometimes, you know, slower than 20 through this. You know, you're just kind of creeping along. So I like the riding out here a lot, man. I enjoy it. Joe, Kawasaki 225 or the 250 dirt bike back in the 70s. Yeah, was a beast. Yeah. Yeah, nice, man. I came home bloody way too many times. Yeah, rough, man. My fiance and I went to spend a couple years touring all over the Philippines. Nice, man. Yeah, oh, you want to. Your fiance, you want to spend. Yeah, dude. ADV sounds like a good option, brother. I might, if I could right now, I'd sell my NX and get the ADV 350. Yeah, if someone said, hey, I'll buy that NX from you and, you know, gave me a good price on it, I'd sell it and get the ADV 350. Dude, I dig that little freaking 160. I love that little scooter. It just does it all. It doesn't do off-road, but going to the grocery store, going to get crap, you know, the ADV is phenomenal. Touring. Mary Rose has toured all over the Philippines on that bike. And I have done a little bit myself. It's comfortable. You've got storage, you got a top box, you got under seat storage. It's just really, really good. And if you look at, because you're not riding fast, you know, if you look at touring in the United States, you got mostly highway riding. You don't have that here in this country. It's mostly off-highway riding. Slower speeds, 30, 40, 50 miles per hour, maybe, but mostly 30, 40 miles per hour. It's great for a scooter. Good for you, man. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. It sounds like a really good time. Yeah, and I think you're right. ADV 350 is probably maybe your best option. Jeff, at one point you started speaking in Visaya. It was okay, because it reminded me of the good old days with Chinese kung fu movies dubbed to English. Sound has been good now. And maybe what it could have been is a connectivity issue. I do have some drop frame stuff here. And it looks like I've got 0%, but it could have been a connectivity issue. I'm still learning and navigating the software, but it looks like everything's good. That might have been what was going on, but we'll keep an eye for sure. Let me know kind of your thoughts and feelings on it. Yeah, sounds better now. How hot is Mindanao right now? Mike, that's a great question. So right now it is 8:40 in the morning and my watch says it's 78 degrees. The low was 72 and the high was 85. Low of 72 is nice, right? So you adjust to the temperature. So I moved from Colorado, dry, cooler climate, although it gets hot in the summer. So you adjust to the climate for sure. I've adjusted. I have a much higher heat tolerance than I did when I moved here 3 years ago. I don't mind the weather here so much. Actually, I think it is hotter. It's hotter in Florida. It's hotter, muggier, humider. You get maybe in the low 90s, never really above that. Temperatures, because you're whatever, 6 degrees latitude, 8 degrees latitude, the weather is pretty consistent no matter if it's January 21st or July 21st. So there's not a lot of fluctuation. Every day is pretty much the same. 72, upper 80s, right? Usually not, probably in the lower, upper 70s, lower 80s. Some days you get rain, whatever, like that kind of deal. But the temperature doesn't fluctuate too much. So you get really used to it, given that's what it is every day of the year. But yeah, so that's the weather kind of right now. Gosh, this scroll feature though is killing me. Yeah, so that's the weather. Now, as far as the region in the Philippines, let's take a look at the map, because there is, one thing I brought this up to on a couple of the lives. One of the things that just people don't realize is the Philippines is long. This area, if you look on a map, and it doesn't look like it because you got freaking China over here, which is massive. But if you look at the very northern part of Luzon here, and you track all the way down to the most southern part of the Philippines, this distance is the same distance from Detroit, Michigan to Daytona, Florida. So it's very long. And with that, you don't have the big change like Detroit to Daytona weather-wise, but you do have some differences in weather and culture and all that stuff, just like Detroit to Daytona. But anywhere in the Philippines, if you get up in elevation, the temperature changes, So when we were riding through here, when we did that ride from Hanog over to CDO, I mean, we get up in elevation here and it's whatever. I think we're around almost 4,000 feet. I think one of my GPS was telling me, and it was cool. We were cold. It was in the upper 70s. It was high humidity. So the temperature can change depending on where you're at. and so on. My friends who are from Cebu say it's hotter here in Butuan. Mary Rose thinks it's hotter. I don't know. I think it's pretty much the same. I don't necessarily feel any big difference from Cebu to Butuan, but you know, but there, you can get cooler temperatures. People talk a lot about Baguio with northern Luzon for cool weather. I think maybe it gets in the 60s up in the elevation up there, but that ain't the only place. Where Odo talks about a lot about, what do you call it, Tagaytay or whatever the hell. That is too is elevation. It gets a lot cooler. Here you can get Malaybalay, Valencia, you can get elevation a lot cooler. But yeah, but that's the temperature right now. 79 degrees, right? Yeah. Nathan, question, how does trash collection work in the Philippines? Is it collected by outside of your house, or do you have to drive and drop it off to a location? In all the places that I've lived, trash collection has been like part of it, right? So when you're in a condo, you just, like there was a trash chute out by my elevator. I just dumped my trash in my trash chute, in a bag, of course. So that was condo life. And all the condos that I lived were the same way. Super easy. You just walk out and drop your trash out. In Palampanlete, which is definitely province, outside of our apartment there, which was a small apartment, whatever, it had maybe, I don't even know, maybe 6 units. In that 6-unit apartment complex, they had trash bins outside that we put our trash in. So we kept, every night we take the trash out, put it in the trash bins. Here in this home, we have a weekly pickup that we take our trash out, and we just put it out in front of the street. So that's how the trash works, pretty much. I've never had to take my trash anywhere. I don't necessarily know if that would be an option. Most people get around by scooter, right? So it'd be hard to kind of move trash that way. I would suspect no matter where you're at, you would have some type of trash pickup service. You're selling your CRF 450 RL, or okay, sell my CRF or bring it to the Philippines, likely in itchy boots, bring your bike foreign countries. I mean, dude, that would be nice, because then you got your bike all configured and set up, because getting crap here is hard. Like, I would love to rework my suspension on this bike, but for me to do that is going to take, a lot. It's not like I can just drive down the street and get that crap done. I got to probably go to Cebu. I got to find the shop, and then, all kinds of coordinating, and then spend time, make sure they got parts, bring my own parts. It's hard. So yeah, configuring your own bike, getting it set up the way you want it, and bringing it here, absolutely. Mahal kayo. It's going to be expensive. But yeah, man, you can do that. Yeah. Yeah. And as Richard's saying right below here, importing a vehicle is a huge pain in the butt, right? Yeah, it'd be hard, but oh my gosh, the scroll is killing me. All right, there we go. Yeah, sell it. Yeah, just go to a big city and get it. If you're really, so here's the thing about being super particular, and it's a behavior that I've noticed in numerous Philippines. I'm not picking on any of my friends who are super particular, because I've got a couple of them that are. And I admittedly am one of those, right? But if you're super particular about getting stuff set up a certain way, sometimes, and usually if you're that way, you can almost have the finances to do whatever the hell you want anyways, is what I've noticed. If you're super particular, sometimes just bringing it in is the way to go. But in the world of a vehicle, that might be hard, as Richard's pointing to. So yeah, can you even buy? Let's go out to Honda's site. I don't even know if that bike's available here, brother. Let's go out to Honda's site and see what we can find. Because I'm not sure if you can do that. So let's take a look. Manufacturers, Honda Philippines. Let's see here. Yeah, I might have some connectivity issues here. That might be why the audio is kind of bouncing out. Yeah, it doesn't seem I'm dropping any packages, but that's kind of slow. I don't think that that bike is available here. Wow, this page isn't even coming up. Hey, babe, what's the internet up to? Is the stream okay? This web page doesn't even load. Weird. Okay. I can't get, okay, there it is. Holy crap-tastic. Okay, so this is the Philippines Honda site. And of course, here's all the scooters. You know what, since we're looking at scooters here real quick, let's scroll out to the last page because that's where the, maybe we'll get out to the last page. Holy mackerel. Come on now. Dude. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe it may, and that could be just Honda's website. But I don't think, brother, if I look at Honda's website, I was trying to do that fast, but I don't think the 450 is available. Maybe someone else can look who's got an internet connection, or that could be Honda's, because it is really limited. If I remember correctly, yeah, okay, that page came up. If I remember, and we're not even at the here. So here's the Honda ADV 350. We'll get to the big bikes here in just a second, hopefully. But here's the Honda ADV 350. Dig this bike, man. Like I said, if I felt like I could sell my NX and get this, I would do it in a heartbeat, I think. Yeah, no, I would. I really dig the Mary Rose's 160. But my roadmap for bikes, I think, is going to be more of the 450 GS, as I'm looking at it now, and then sell the NX and work primarily on that. But we'll see. We'll see. That can obviously change. But let's look at, we were going to look at big bikes. So now that's going to pop up, hopefully any day now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Products. It's a little different site as far as what's available in this Southeast Asia market. Like I said, even my 230 Sherpa, you can't find that. And you can't find my bike. My bike, the 230 Sherpa, is not available in North America. You've got the Sherpa S and the DF, if I'm pretty sure that's how they're laid out. Come on now. Yeah, we'll look here while it's coming up. It's taking a moment. Which is nice though, because if I'm looking at my connectivity stats in my, I don't show any kind of latency, so it looks like it's pretty good. But this web page is, and it could be on Honda's side, right? That looks like a connectivity issue. Yeah, holy crap. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to load this guy. Sorry. You sure you're not having any connectivity issues, babe? Yeah, what? Yeah, I can't get. Yeah, this Honda, and maybe it's on Honda's side. I can't get this Honda big bike to load. Interesting. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to punt and move on. That site won't load, but I don't think that 450, I don't think maybe that'll load here in a minute while we're kind of doing other things, but I don't think that 450 is available here. So you might have to, sell it. Yeah, and as Troy's pointed out, get the CRF 300 Rally, and then do the suspension on it here somewhere. My buddy was telling me there's some shops in Cebu. Jeff, Chris, the Philippines uses metric. I know. I've had to jump across. So there's a couple of things that I've converted, right? Like kilometers, if you've noticed, I've kind of jumped to kilometers from miles, just because I found it too hard to keep miles, my maps and stuff and all that, my bikes. So I flipped over to kilometers. But temperature, I'm still using Fahrenheit and Celsius because mainly my watch, and that's how I get my weather. It's all on my watch. So Yeah, yeah. But my thermostat on my air cons is in Celsius, so, and it's set to 25, whatever the hell that is in Fahrenheit. But yeah, James got caught in the rain a few weeks ago in Cebu and still have a cough from it. Huh. I used to think getting wet and getting sick was old wives' tale, but here it's my third time in the Philippines. I am a believer. Dude, you're funny because that is exactly one of the things that Mary Rose talks about too. Oh, it's raining, can't get out in the wet. You know, one of the interesting things about Cebu too is I noticed after moving from there, like when I was living there, I had like a little funk almost in my lungs. I don't know what it was. It was a pollution or I don't know. But in hindsight, getting out of Cebu health-wise was good for me. Dude, like the sickest I've ever been in my entire life was in Cebu. Man, I was scared. I actually went to the hospital. I had some type of bug, man. I don't know what. I had high fever. I was vomiting. I had diarrhea. I mean, man, I was sick. Maybe it was, I don't think it was COVID. It was right after I got here. It was like within the first like 4 months or so. Oof. I was like, man, I do not feel good. And it was weird about that too, because I went to the hospital. I thought they would just check me in. I'm like, just check me in, give me an IV, get me hydrated. I'm, whatever. And they're like, no, here's some medications, go home. Sure enough, I felt good. I felt fine after that, like within a day or so. But man, that was pretty scary. Yeah, I hear you about the old wives' tale in the rain. It's funny. Mary Rose talks about that a lot. Odo, trash collection depends on how the municipality has it organized. In our little town, trash collection come twice a week. Yeah, really vary depending on where you're at. Condo life is super simple. You usually just have a little dispenser there. Are you guys seeing more people using Starlink and solar panels for reliable power, high-speed internet? Yeah, I am actually. We, in particular, solar. Let's check. Wow, this page, look at that. And maybe it's just Honda. That page is still trying to figure out what the hell it's doing, right? That's crazy. It could be just Honda because I think everything else here. Yeah, I'm not showing any problems. But to answer your question, yes, I see a lot more solar. Matter of fact, in our neighborhood, there's like 2 or 3 houses that have solar. There isn't really power issues here like we had in Leyte. Leyte, we would have pretty consistent power issues. Here in Butuan, we don't really. And if they are, they're blips at night, I'm noticing. But yeah, there are a lot more folks I'm seeing with power. And Starlink, yes and no. I think Starlink can be a little bit finicky sometimes too. I think their prices jumped up recently too. There was with that vlogger in Siargao. I think we talked a little bit about that, where the prices like doubled for Starlink. So yeah, Starlink's an option for sure. I think it's twice as much. I think it's like over 3,000 pesos for Starlink. Let's take a look here. I think it was like 3,500. So that's like whatever, 58 bucks. And I pay my PLDT or whatever is half that price. I pay 1,600 and I've got a decent connection. I've got fiber connection to the jack. I've got fiber running all the way to my house, and it's, I think, a 150 meg pipe, or maybe a 300 meg pipe. Yeah, 300 meg pipe, and it's, it's fiber, so it's, what do you call it? Full duplex, right? So up and down, you get really good connectivity. So I actually like the internet connection here. It's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, our Leyte connection was pretty good too, surprisingly. I've had decent internet kind of throughout my stay here. My place in Cebu didn't have the best of internet, but that I think it was internal wiring that wasn't the best. But yeah. But yeah, you can do, if you want to be super remote, sometimes Starlink is your only option. But like I was saying too, I'm surprised how much fiber connection is being run here in this country. There's a good fiber connection throughout. Joe, Chris, are you a pilot? Your audio is 5 out of 5. Your YouTube is 5 out of 5. Yeah, man. Enjoying the spot on. a latency issue. It's not you. Okay, yeah. All right. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. No, I'm not a pilot. I am a IT. I was an IT professional for 20 plus years, and IT guy by hobby. You know, whatever. I like technology. I like gadgets. I like kicking with stuff. I like figuring stuff out, especially in those arenas. So no. But wow, am I all caught up on comments? Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm all caught up. It's, I kind of want to figure out this chat. There's some things I want to get better with. I want to put the chat up, so that way I can post it up and that kind of deal. Mainly for the replay. Yeah, and I think I could do that. I'll investigate and kind of figure that out. But dude, I love this bar, man. That's freaking cool. I dig that. I can just kind of jump through really easily. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you guys dizzy. Did I skip you, man? What did I skip about? Yeah, this freaking page isn't even loaded at all. Look at that. Freaking Honda. Oh, there we go. Products. Where are your bikes at? Okay, all right. The all-new, still, it's not. The all-new NX500, 400,000. Where's my images at? X80V. Am I showing this? Yeah, okay, good. The all-new X80V. Look at that price, man. Holy crap. I think it's, what, a 790. But even so, man, 840,000 for that bike? No, thank you, man. Dili lang salamat. Mahal kayo. Right? Yeah? Come on in, babe. Grab a mic. I'm all cut up on stuff. Huh? Buang kayo. Come on in. Have a chair. Wait up. Wait up. Oi. You look fine. Just don't lift your shirt up. Oh, we'll get her in there. Yeah, dude, look at this page. It's got to be on their side. But anyways, here's the Honda NX African Twin. You can get that. So we see the African Twin quite a bit out there. We see, the 750 Transalp. Now there might be a bike. There might be a bike. I hear a lot of great things about the Transalp. I still think it's too big for most of the country. But if you're a big bike dude and you're like, hey, I want a big bike, something that's also capable off-road. Oops. Sorry, guys. Oh, shit. Did I just jack that up?
This is the old one, I think.
So what I'm looking for here is that second mic to check up.
Mm-hmm.
I was just pushing the wrong button, so I think I might have put it in a Frankie Perry mode. There we go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, sweet. Okay. Lots of technology problems here today. Let's get you set up in here too. Yeah, look at this. Look at this Honda website. I mean, it's been sitting there for like a half hour.
When I'm looking at your video, there's no problem with it.
Okay. I got face tracking on, so we will just move it over. The camera's in it, bah. It's in it. Chickenpox remnants. You're fine, babe. You're fine. Nobody cares. Can you? Because you're behind me. You're all right. I was just trying to get the mirror out of there, so that wasn't so distracting. My OCD in full play here. All right. It's partly why my videos are the way they are. I like things perfect. Or perfect as can be. I'm working on that. Mm-hmm. That's a characteristic that foreigners struggle with. I struggle with. It's so a lot of foreigners do. We got 2 audio bars on there, right? It's hard
Yep.
for me to see it. Yes. Welcome. Welcome to my vlog. ¿Cómo está acá?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Mm.
How do you feel? How's the chickenpox? How was your chickenpox experience, babe?
It's not really like the one that I expected. That's so itchy, like the one that our friend has.
Hmm.
She has a lot in the face.
Hmm.
I think because I took medicine.
Yeah.
I don't feel any.
Which medicine do you think helped? The Benadryl?
Antiviral.
The antiviral?
And then the Benadryl helps with the itchiness, makes me sleepy too.
Hmm.
And then antiviral.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first couple days, I just get tired, but I don't get fever.
Yeah. Let me get over. I left off at Jeff. Jeff saying I skipped him.
You skip.
Yeah.
Don't skip.
Yeah. Michael KTM, new guy, new to the channel.
Yep.
Yeah, I've talked a little bit. He's been really active on this chat and obviously he's into bikes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm thinking solar backup generator, motorcycle, and Starlink. Still trying to figure what SUV, 4-passenger plus crap for 3 females. Oh yeah. So SUV, you've got a little bit different market here with cars and trucks, but that Toyota, what do you call that, Rival, or it's like a RAV4, but it's the Asian market one. Toyota's got a really nice one. It's a small SUV. That's what I would recommend for SUV here. One of them. There's another one that's called, what was the Cool Ray? Who makes that one? I can't remember who makes that, but it's a manufacturer out here. And they have a car called Cool Ray. That's what AI recommended for a small SUV, because the roads are smaller. You don't really necessarily want a big honking SUV out here. But I do think a small SUV is probably an ideal vehicle out here for guys who want cars, because the roads can be dicey. On a motorcycle, it's pretty easy to navigate, but you got 100 yards of pothole-ridden road quite often. And a motorcycle, you can pick your line and kind of get through it. On a car, it's a little more hard, a little more challenging. But yeah, man, solar backup generator for sure. If you're in a spot where you need it, I don't think you need one here in Butuan. What's your thoughts on the power out here versus other
The
areas?
nice thing about here in Butuan is different in Leyte. In Leyte, we really experience power outage, but here, no. If we do, it's just a couple minutes. It doesn't take long.
Right. Yeah, the power here has been pretty reliable, pretty consistent.
Yeah.
I've really no complaints on the power. I don't mind it. Now, it did go out. It's gone out a couple times. And recently it's gone out, but it's always been at night.
Mm.
And it's been like, I don't know for how long it's been sleeping. It's the reason I kind of notice is I'll notice with the fan coming back on. We have a really loud fan, but yeah. But the power, so the generator and stuff, you may or may not need, just depending on where you're at. Here in Butuan, we have water issues. So instead of like in Leyte, a generator would have been nice there. Here, you need water tanks and rain collection and that kind of deal. Nathan, do people do yard sales in the Philippines? If so, have you found any good deals recently? Do people do yards? You know what a yard sale is? They don't do them there. So a yard sale in North America is you would have people clear out their house of stuff they don't want, things like that, and they would do that. They'd put their stuff out on the yard to sell, and then you would come by and they would advertise, like on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. They would advertise that they're having a yard sale, and then you'd come by as a buyer, and then you'd go through and buy stuff. You can buy tables and furniture and gadgets and
Yes, we have that, but it's not yard sale. It's junk something. Yeah,
I've never seen one.
I've seen people will ask you if you have old stuff like phones or something like old metals or something.
Yeah.
They have.
Nathan,
But
on that kind of thing, Facebook Marketplace is where you'd go to buy that kind of stuff mostly. If people are selling stuff, old furniture and things like that, Facebook Marketplace will be your best bet, I think, to find that stuff. Yard sales and things like that, I've never seen one. I've never seen one. Like what we envision in North America. You know, the family out there, they got their garage open, they got all the goods and stuff on the driveway laid out. Dude, I've never seen that ever. But yeah. Yeah. Joe, click the like button. Salamat kayo, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man. Jeff, hey, Mary Rose.
with
You know, bathe for a week.
for Bolotong, I did wait for a week.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Mm.
She's got her back is pretty littered with big old blisters, but they're
Yeah,
pretty
they're
much dried
here.
up now. Yeah, you got some on your arm? Yeah.
I didn't have calamine lotion, but I put some moisturizer here,
Right.
and then the Benadryl really helps.
Yeah.
Just
So
make
it's
sleepy.
your first time getting the chicken pox. Daryl Microbra, Gen X kids got the chicken pox on purpose by their parents. Dude, I remember. Yeah, I remember that stuff, brother. When you'd have a kid with a chicken pox, what we did when we were kids is you invite everyone in the neighborhood over so they all get it, because then you don't get it when you're older. I'm seriously, that's how we did it as we were kids. So that way, like our next door neighbor, Aki, he's actually a good age to get it. He's like 2. So what we would do is we'd go over to that house and intentionally infect our kids. Yeah, he's right on.
The problem, because here some kids, they don't really, they're so scratchy or whatever. So when
Right.
I think when you're older or when you're aware, like you're elementary something, I think that's the time, the good time to get
Yeah.
the chicken pox.
Well, like the kid who you got it from,
yeah,
he was like 24 hours and he was done with it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, over and done with. So that's the strategy, is you get it to the kid when he's at an age he can handle it really well, versus you as an adult or me.
yeah. But
Yeah.
also too, my sister has chicken pox too, and then I didn't get, even though we're together,
Yeah.
we're sleeping together,
Right?
the doctor says to me it depends on when your immune system down.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I know what you're talking about there, brother. Yeah. You get to
Crazy.
intentionally infect your children. Yep. I don't see the like button, but if you need to know, Mikey likey. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Oh my God, the scroll bot. The scroll is killing me. All right. Yeah, Troy. Yeah, you see, I'm thinking about the D605s for the Sherpa. Yeah, man. Do you have any take on that? According to my research, those D605s are a really good tire. The Wheel Tech, they can get parts and tires and stuff like that. So we're trying to get those tires from them and to see if they can get them. Unfortunately, right now it's Sinulog and Cebu, so this town is kind of shut down. Which we're excited to get the bike before Sinulog. That's one of the things that's kind of interesting here, guys. You know, that as Westerners we're kind of not used to. The town, things close like during lunch hour and things like that. Like you kind of want to avoid going to shops between 12 and 1 because they can be closed. Even like the bank, right? The one time that we were trying to get her bank account set up, they're like, can you come back after 1 because we're getting ready to close for lunch. So it just things close and then, you know, things run late, but then they're run early. And so there's this whole thing about, you know, the Philippines are late for everything, but they're early when it comes time to take lunch and they're early when it's time to close. So just kind of be mindful of all that as I was kind of looking through it. So But yeah, man, I don't know where I kind of got sidetracked a little bit, but yeah, let me know about the D605 tires. Oh, I think that's what it was. Yeah. Sinalong and Cebu and everything shut down. But yeah, so we got our feelers out for the D605 tires. The initial research that I did on that suggested that was a good tire. There was a couple of other tires that I was looking at, but that was one of the top ones. Let me know. Are you running those on your CRF 300 Rally? I'd be interested to get your take on it. I did scroll up and look for the camel. Dude, the scrolling on this is an absolute nightmare. I just move it a little bit and it just skyrockets all the way down. So then I have to kind of go back and find it again. And then my contact is bothering me now. But yeah, it's hard for me to navigate. I'll get all this stuff figured out. My contact kind of freaked out. It shows you like things are perfect. That's why I thought you were a pilot. Yes, everything in order. I am a little bit OCD like that, admittedly, and I think that was just being a professional in the IT industry, in the legal industry. I really had to kind of adapt and be that way, working around attorneys in that high profession level. Yeah, I think it's just because of my 20 plus years of working in that industry. It admittedly, I've calmed down and chilled out quite a bit, but as Mary Rose would say, is looking, there is still room to go.
When we go grocery, it's like for me, you have a 1 hour challenge to go grocery and pick whatever you need and then come out.
She's like, boom, 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 boom. Because it's very much, you guys know, life in the West, it's getting crap done, it's moving, it's, you got to be able, and I was good at that, right? Like I had more accountability and more responsibility than most of my peers, because I could manage and handle a lot of that, right? But here, it's time to slow down. It's when in the States, you're like, all right, from 8 to 9 I got this, and you schedule sometimes in 15-minute windows. If you're up, you can't do that here. Setting up a bank account in the States, right? Whatever, maybe an hour, half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Here it took days. It took probably 3 days to get her account set up. So that's the stuff that you shift. And yeah, you're right. I like everything in order and everything clear and all that. The guys like me and that can struggle. Now, like I said, I've changed a lot since I've been here. And it was when I went back to Colorado, my friends and family were like, yeah, you've definitely slowed down. But there's more room to go in that, as she'll tell you.
Yeah, because every night, every after meal, we want to walk, especially at night or afternoon. He was like, let's go walk. But it feels like for me, it's running.
Yeah.
You walk so fast.
I walk fast. The walk for me is exercise. It's that. So
Yeah, but
anyways,
for me, it's running because I'm so small. My legs are so small.
I do like
Sometimes you laugh.
I do like order. I like structure for not everything, but I do like a little bit of that too. It's a mix for me where I like it and then I don't like it. I like exploring though. I do like that. I don't have to have stuff planned out. Like I can just ride on the bike and go and wing stuff and figure out. But there are certain areas in my life where I'm not so carefree. And there's still certain ways of my thinking and being that are very much wired to try to be effective and try to be perfect. And it actually gets in a little bit ways in my filming too. I can get in my YouTube and my filming, I really try to have things be perfect. And I could see where I can't tell you how many videos, not so much now, but early on in particular, I shot so much stuff that I didn't even post just because yeah. And I still do some of that now, but now I don't. Like I spend a lot of time thinking about the videos. The video yesterday, that I posted, I mean, I spent probably 2 days kind of going over what I wanted to say. And Well, my videos are not scripted.
Yeah.
There's an intention of what I want to talk about, in a mood I want to portray. That's the other part too. Like, I don't want drama content. I want you guys to watch this stuff and feel good and feel happy.
You don't want to shut a video when you don't feel good.
That's right. So if my mood is off and things like that, I'm not going to shoot, just because why would you go to someone's channel and kind of get just negative energy from that? So anyways, so yeah, the perfectionism is there, wanting things done a particular way is there. And if people are like that, you're going to struggle a little bit. You want to adapt. You want to have some flexibility. Yeah, we've got several perfectionists that we know, and they struggle. They do. One guy I remember, shout out to you, brother. He would go into a restaurant and he couldn't, I could walk into a place and just order whatever. And he was always moving stuff around a little bit, right? Oh, can you do this and that? And that's a recipe, no pun intended, but that's a recipe for disappointment, You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Versus, whatever. Yeah. Sorry, but the scrolling Jeff is hard. I apologize, brother. Yeah. Close to yard sale. Yeah, close to a yard sale is uke stores. Uke. Yeah.
Okay. Stores.
Especially for clothes. Absolutely.
They're called junk shop. That's what some of the, for example, old cars, old something. It's called junk shop.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you got junk shops. You can get some stuff. Scott G40. Yo, Chris, enjoying the content here. I've been following you for a bit. Yeah, thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Keep living the dream there, bud. I'm still in the Matrix in sunny California. Well, at least you're in sunny California, brother. But yeah, I hear you, man. Oh yeah, keep your head down. Hope all is good, and feed the good wolf, as we like to say here. Yeah, congrats on the new bike as well. Great choice. Appreciate it.
I'm thinking now if I should have just not said to Chris that I found a bike, or, because yesterday it's been raining. The other day it's been raining. He is like the Aki neighbor. It's 2 years old. He is like that. He keeps doing that, looking at the door if the rain stopped. And then he tried to ride, and then I'm laughing because the rain tried to fool you. When you look, no rain, and then when you ride, there's rain. So I'm just laughing, especially yesterday.
It's been you get the bike, and it's been a rainy couple days. When I've been out, right? Like, I don't mind riding in the rain so much, but the new tires, not a lot of kilometers on the tires. I really, it's slick, and that ride home from Nassau from the port, that front tire was a little bit skittish. So anyways, yeah, we've had some bad weather, and really itching to get out on the bike and go ride. And the example we have, like she was saying, there's a neighbor kid, and he'll be standing at the door waiting for the rain to stop so he can get out and play.
Yeah.
And so that's who she's comparing me to, as a little toddler 2-year-old, which I'm pretty much like a little toddler 2-year-old in a lot of ways. So.
Yeah. He's like a kid that got his late Christmas present, the bike,
right.
And he's so excited.
Right.
With it.
Yeah. Good times, man. Too fun. Dean, I was raised in South Florida in the 60s. Yeah. If one kid's got the chickenpox, they would party, cake and candy, so all the kids would have the chicken. Yep. That's how it was.
We don't do it here.
Yeah, and that way they'd be done with it, because like the kid that she got it from, and he was fine. 24 hours later, done. We're like, what's all these red spots? And I was like, I wasn't sure, but these guys all thought chickenpox too.
I did thought it's chickenpox, but the other guy says it's just insect bites or something.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and how old was he? What, 11?
11.
Yeah. So, whatever. But he was done. Not even 24 hours later. I mean, next day, kid was fine. He's like, I'm itchy.
He just drank Benadryl.
But you're right, brother. Yeah, we all had a big party. Everyone come over, because there's a good age, right? Not super young, like an infant. But if you're whatever, 3 years and up, good time to get it. Yeah. Right on, Dean. I can relate. Oh, shit. You see that?
Yeah.
Pain in the ass, man. Now I got to try to find out where. Uh, oh,
That
man.
one. Yeah.
What's right here?
That's a new.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, the scroll is being a little bit rough for me. I wonder can. Oh, no. That does that. Okay.
That's what Jeff said.
I wonder if I click over. See, if I click on that, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe I can do that. Oh, oh. Sorry, guys. Just the freaking scroll is really, really rough. All right, wife. Michael says, wife's family in Batangas. Yeah, thinking Tagaytay to live close enough without drama, want travel, either moto camping or mom. This is probably Airbnb hotel. Nice. Yeah, Oto is in that area too. Great area, man. Yeah, no, I think you're right there. And you can get your KTM, there's shops and all kinds of stuff around there. So yeah, absolutely. And you could ride big bikes there because you've got interstates and stuff like that. So yeah, great area, man. Great area. Yep. 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 Good area. The only thing I don't like about that region, Michael, is that damn volcano that's sitting right there. Other than that, I don't mind it. Joe, I said because for me, it shows YouTube has only 2 thumbs. Oh yeah, the thumbs up thing. I think you have to refresh it to show the thumbs up. But yeah, that might be there. Chris, you're taking boyfriend applications now? All right. Yeah, well, there you go, guys. There's a girl right there. You can follow her. Good for you, sweetie. I hope that works out. Oh man, these comments are rough. As far as tires, old school TKC 80s. That was another tire that I've heard about. So one of the things, Michael and other guys too, probably Troy, I think's commented here in a second. One of the things is in my research, because I was looking at these Mitas. I think they're EO7s are called, or I think the naming convention changed a little bit. So those were good on like a heavier adventure bike, but on a light dual sport, I guess those tires, because they're heavier in nature, they're not necessarily good on a light dual sport like the KLX 230 Sherpa. It was recommending the D605s because of the lightweight Sherpa. So yeah, man, I'm excited to try those out to see but I think the TKC 80s or 70s, I can't remember which now, were what was recommended. Yeah, low speed. Yeah. So I'm looking for a good 50. I want something that's still good on the pavement and good in wet because the roads here are wet. So I want something that's good on wet and pavement, but I also want something that's okay and like dirt. And I get like, look, to find a tire that's good in mud and that kind of stuff, that's a different animal. A tire that's good in mud probably won't be good on the street, right? Because what's required for that type of traction. So I get that, but something that still is decent enough off-road, but also decent enough on pavement is really kind of what I'm looking for. I mean, I'm definitely going to be pavement riding on the bike, so I want something that's okay on pavement. And I say that because it's all pavement all around me, right? Like it's pavement all around me. So I need something that can do pavement. But you're right, Michael. The TKC 80s look good. Yep. Troy, I run the D605s. All right, but I'm more off-road. Oh, you run the D606. Yeah. But I'm off-road. I think maybe the D605 would be a good fit for the Philippines. Yeah, man. Even the Motas adventure tires look good. You're experienced rider, so you're aware of the trade-offs. Yeah. The Motas ones, I think, what was I looking for? The Tractionator? Wow, that feels good. The Motas Tractionator tires, I was reading, because it's a harder compound, they're not so good in wet, right? So, yeah, man, you run the D606s? Nice, brother. Yeah, I think I'm going to try the 605s. That's the tire that is top of my list right now. And I'd see if I can pull that up. Yeah, 1 second here. Isn't that nice? I can just flip right through there. I freaking dig that. This is going to be good once I get this dialed in. I want to get the comments part section up. Yeah, but so there's some nuances I want to work on, but I feel like this is going to be really good once I get it all dialed in. Let's look at, what the hell was I going to look at just now? Oh yeah, Dunlop. My brain, man. Yeah, man, I'm digging this tire. It looks pretty good. The D605, good tread pattern.
50-50.
Yeah, it's still decent enough on road.
Sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Less aggressive than the pure dirt D606, like you're pointing to there, brother. Yeah, it's good mileage, functional tread, being solid, budget-friendly option. Yep, I think this will be great. Yeah, I'm kind of stoked about the tire actually, because the tire that's on there, what's it, the IRC, whatever. It was squirrely up front. Now, granted, the road was wet and that, but yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's a lot better than my dang street tires that I have on my NX, but still, it's something I noticed. Yeah, I can't wait to try that out, Troy. I'm excited about it. You run the Terra D606 with the Pirelli M21 front. Yep, I've heard that. I've heard about that combo. But lean towards off-road. D605s add a little bit more tread for use on pavement, more off-road. Yeah, I'm excited about the D605s, man. Yeah, D606, get a little bit squirrely on wet roads if you push it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about the 605s. I think that will be good. The other tire, I struggle finding this, so maybe I won't pull it up, but let's see if I can pull it up. This other tire that I was looking at was at Mitas. Yeah, EO7, I think it was. But because what I was reading on this bike, or this tire, because it's heavier in nature, it's more suited for like that 450 MT or my NX. Now, this might be a good tire that I can get for my NX. But not so good for the dual sport. But this is the tire that I was also looking for. The Mitas EO7. I think these guys are out of Australia, right? But yeah, not so good for a dual sport, but good for the heavier bikes, adventure bikes. Yeah, super. Maybe get, like I said, maybe get those for the NX if I want to ride a little more off-road on the NX, which I might want to in someday. The NX is, you don't have the suspension or traveling like that, but if I get a little bit tire on there, it might be fun. Yeah, the M21, I've heard that combo is a good tire combo setup. I think what I'm going to run initially is the D605 front and rear. Yep. Yep. Agree with Tom. The D606 gets it eaten pretty fast by pavement. Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, I'll be on the pavement quite a bit. And I'll probably, ride it around to the grocery store and stuff like that too, and get that. So I want something that does a little bit. Yes. Crypto student, did I miss the bike reveal? My wife wrote me into being with Synalog costumes. Dude, Synalog. Synalog is one of those things that I'm glad I experienced once, and I'm also glad I'm not there anymore. But yeah, brother, I got a new bike, man. Got a new bike. The KLX 230 Sherpa. So stoked about the new bike, man. So stoked about that. I'm not showing that quite yet, but I will here in just a second. But I'll bring up the photo that I want to show.
Well, I want to show.
I won't show that photo, baby. It's a photo of her in her chickenpox. It's PG-13, but one she's admittedly not wanting me to show. There it is. Whoop. Yes. So psyched about that bike, man. So psyched. Let's go ride. Let's go ride.
That bike is so light. It's just too tall for me. I only have my 1 feet down, but yeah.
You'll get used to it, Ben.
Yeah.
Just like dating a foreigner. You get used to it. No, really. You get used to the bike and you'll be fine, man. Trust me.
stress you, but maybe I'll crush that before I learn how.
Yeah, but she's fine. It's got guards in there, and you got gear, so we'll get you set up. We'll get you eventually. Eventually, we'll get you set up where you can ride it. It's the perfect bike to learn on. Perfect, perfect. It's doing well. We'll
I'm
get you.
good with the ADV.
You're good with the ADV? That's right. And you're so light that you don't bottom out the suspension like I do.
No.
And you rode it home. You're
I
fine.
rode home, and then from the main road to home is like 30 minutes or an hour. It's rough road, so
Right.
I'm used.
Getting to her house is pretty dicey. I shot that video on that, right? You and your sister
Yeah.
on the back of the Hunter.
The bridge,
Right.
the rough road.
She's got a pretty treacherous road home.
I'm good with the ADV.
ADV's fine on that. Runs fine. The one problem that we have with the ADV is we got to check the battery terminals every now and
Yeah.
then. We should get some Loctite, put some Loctite on there. That'll help secure it.
I also think what happened is that when we changed the battery, that's when we started. But before, I don't have a problem.
Right.
Remember we ride the summer?
Yeah.
Summer
Yeah,
is
yeah, no,
really
it's good.
hard.
It's a great little bike, man. I really dig that bike.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before I was like, no way, I won't ride this ADV 160.
Yeah.
But now,
Where did
like it.
I get all mixed up in the comments again?
No. You're
Yeah, oh,
right
there
now
we
in
are.
Jeff.
Jeff? Hell, man, we lead different lives. I've been on islands time since my teens. All my ex-wives hated it. Oh, man. Yeah. Oh, they tried to put me in their schedule, but yeah, I didn't take it. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's time to get on the island, man. When you coming over here, dude? Yeah. Time to get out, Jeff. Come on out.
Oh my God.
That's it right there, right?
Yeah.
Are clothing and shoes cheap in the Philippines?
Yes.
Yeah, you can. Actually, that's one, and that's easy to get. Well, hold on a second. Let me back up. Depends on how your size is. If you're Filipino size, yeah, you can get stuff anywhere and everywhere. If you're Western size, your uka stores, the cheap stuff you might not be able to find. Maybe, I don't know. Like a lot of my clothes, I get Uniqlo. I like Uniqlo a lot. And then also too, I buy on Amazon, and that's a really good strategy while you're there in North America. Find clothes that you like on Amazon, and then you could just buy them again when you're back over here. Like I've got running shoes and things like that I know that work in the size. I've got my reef slippers, my flip-flops. I buy all that on Amazon, and then I just reorder all that crap here. So, but yeah, you can find cheap clothing here depending on your size. I mean, this shirt, what 1,300 pesos maybe? You know, so let's see what that is. Yeah, 20 bucks. Pretty inexpensive compared to where we come from. Not so much here. She won't shop at Uniqlo. She's like, I can find better deals on TikTok.
But I bought it for you because
for Christmas.
It's nice clothing for him too, especially for the weather here.
Yeah, it fits me good. I like it.
Yeah, not hot.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Uniqlo. They got some brands in there which like Dry Fit or Dry whatever that are good gear for the climate here. Yeah. Captain Ron, Mary Rose, why do people get sick if they get wet in the rain? Yes, somebody, yeah, go ahead.
My mom said you get sick when you didn't shower or something. Oh, you will laugh at me.
You get sick when you don't shower. Oh, when somebody sneezes, right?
Yeah. No, you will have a clogged nose after you play in the rain, but you didn't shower. Also, too, the rainwater is really give you a body pain or something. It's really different. It's really different. It's heavy in your body. You can tell that when you shower in the rain than shower in the real water.
When you shower in the rain versus shower in the shower? Okay.
That's why when we shower in the rain, my mom always asks us to shower in the water that comes from the faucet because it's Oh,
No, you're
why?
fine. I was trying to remember why you were talking about that. Well, oh, what's the thing when somebody sneezes?
Hmm?
When somebody sneezes?
When somebody sneezes, it means that they didn't shower. We didn't say,
So when
bless
somebody
you.
sneezes in the room, you're like, "Who didn't shower?" I like that. And it's joking, of course, just being playful, but that's something that they say. Yeah, yeah, it's funny. Yeah, Richard, I Googled about the rain. In warmer climates, the rain contains more bacteria and fungi. Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I gotcha.
That's why when we play in the rain, one time my mom says, tell Chris to maybe shower after or no, just have a rain jacket or
Yeah, that makes sense.
because you easily catch up colds than me.
Uh, you got the chicken pox that I didn't.
Because you have it before, I didn't have it.
Bow.
Our neighbor said maybe Chris has a better immune system than me.
Yeah. Let's see. Otto. Yes, Tegate is 10 kilometers from
From
Malayan,
Balayan.
but we have no interstates here, all back roads or national highways. Okay. All right. Yeah, nice. Joe. Oh
Wait.
my God. I need to apologize, Chris. Play with your new YouTube stream program, but until you learn it, we're here for you, brother. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, man, figuring it out as I go, as usual in life. Some nuances with it, but I like it, man. I like it a lot. Like I said, this is one of the things I just dig, is I could easily bounce in between stuff. Because I like to show you guys maps and whatever, right? Whatever websites if they come up. And the audio is good for the most part, although I had a weird nuance there early on with my microphone that I had not working and whatever. Anyways, so yeah, some nuances with that. And I really want to get the chat up so that way we can kind of see it together like StreamYard does. And I think I could figure that out. I saw that before, how that would be done. And it's a little bit work, but I think I can set it up. Yeah, no worries, Joe. Appreciate you, brother. Cool breeze. Sorry to change the subject, but have you found any disc golf courses around where you live in the Philippines? No, but I'm sure they exist.
What?
Not here. So, frisbee disc golf. Do you know what golf is? You know, like the game golf where you, yeah, okay. So, frisbee disc golf is golf, but with a frisbee. So, yeah, right? So you have holes and or these big metal bins that you throw the frisbee into. No. If it's not obvious by her reaction, they don't know what that is, and it's not really here where I live. Now you have to think about where I've been really the past couple of years now. I've been pretty remote Philippines. So that stuff, I think there might be a golf course here actually.
There is here in West Highland.
Was that your toe cracking? Oh no, it's just there is a golf course here, but frisbee golf isn't here. But I have seen frisbee football several times. I have seen frisbee football around in my adventure. So if you're a big frisbee guy, it's definitely played here, but I have not seen frisbee golf. They might be just makeshift frisbee golf too. That'd be more Filipino style where they draw a circle on a tree and hit the circle. Yeah, good for you, brother. Yeah, there's frisbee around for sure, but I have not seen any frisbee golf course.
Yeah.
To lower a Kawasaki KLX 230, you can use adjustable aftermarket suspension links 1 to 2 inches. Adjust the rear shock preload, front triple clamps. Okay. Yeah. No, I think it's possible. I think the current seat height on the one that I have is good. I like the fact that I've got really good suspension travel. I'm glad I have my version and not the KLX 230 Sherpa S. I think the KLX 230 Sherpa S, it is a little bit smaller. Like you would probably appreciate it more, but I do like this current version of it's right in between the DF and the Sherpa S as far as seat height. Yeah, I'm digging the bike, man. I can't wait. I can't wait to get out and ride a little bit more on there. But you're right, you could probably do a lot of that. But as we've talked to you about before, one, getting those parts, and then two, finding someone to do it unless you do it yourself. I mean, those are two challenges that you have in this country. Freck Media, hello, what's up, man? ¿Cómo está acá? ¿Cómo está Ivo Adlao? What's up? Troy says, sliding your forks up in the triple clamp can get rid of squirrely front end. Ah, interesting. Also check tire pressure, but definitely get rid of those IRCs. IRCs are coming off, brother. Yeah, they're coming off, man. Yeah, I think your bike came with the same tire. Yeah, it's coming off. As soon as I can get my hands on those 605s. Stoked, super stoked. Troy, you might better, and those IRCs, my bike lasted a long time, but they were terrible. Yeah, dude, I think I already felt that tire squirming on the front coming home from the NASA pit, coming home from the port. So yeah, I want to get rid of those pretty quick. And you know, whatever, new tires aren't that expensive. And so what I'll do is when I'm getting, so the 230 Sherpa is really interesting because it's got a tubeless rear, but a tubed front, right? So the other thing I might want to do is get a new tube, get like a thicker tube for that front. But yeah, I'll swap out those tires here pretty quick. Yeah, you're right. Better lowering correctly. Let's see. There are 3 disc golf courses in the Philippines. One in Palawan, and the other two Palawan. The other 2 in Luzon. Yeah, not very many. I would suspect there's probably not very many.
Yeah.
So. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for the live 7, 8. Wow, almost 3 hour, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking Gilligan's Island. The 3-hour tour, right? Nasapit. Yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna jump off here. Got a couple things I want to do. Get out on the bike, go ride, man. Got to get me some breakfast. Got to get me some brekkie, as Jeff likes to say. But really appreciate you guys, man. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, just kind of making sure. Fiance and we're in Palawan. Yeah, in September. I got caught in the rain. The next day I had sniffle and came up with a Vicks save. Joseph, got some Vicks. Yeah, man. Dude, Rose from Palawan, so yeah, I like that little town. It's nice. I mean,
Yeah.
we're happy to be here because we have a lot more, but little town, small town Philippines is nice, guys. All right, guys, really appreciate it, man. Thanks for sticking through the technical stuff. I do appreciate that, and we'll get all this dialed in. Really appreciate you guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Ampin, ayawayo.
And feed the good wolf.
Yes, feed the good wolf. Peace, guys. I'll see you.